Jesus
really
himself did not run around saying, I'm the Messiah, I'm the Messiah.
Jesus kind of did say he was
you're
the
supposed to have a little bit of...
That's exactly what Jesus said. I am the Messiah.
You know,
Bingo.
No, he did not. Jesus was not narcissistic like this guy.
But when you are the Messiah, it's not narcissism to say it.
Yes, it is.
When you are the Messiah.
I'm going to move this along.
Well, are you retarded?
The R word. This is shameful.
In this world, there's two kinds of people, my friend. Those with loaded guns and those who dig. Broadcasting from a Montana wilderness fortress at the headwaters of the Missouri, this is Matt Christiansen Live.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is Matt Christiansen Live, a proud duct tape production for Tax Day, April 15th, 2026. Hope you got your taxes done. Actually, I don't. Just hope they don't kick down your door and shoot your dog if you didn't get them done. Thank you for tuning in. Sitting shotgun tonight. He's not the hero Gotham needs. Batman is here. Welcome back.
Saddle up, partner.
Hello, folks.
And hey, we had a few scheduling conflicts, so look who's doing some Wednesday spot duty. It's highly regarded author Matt Palumbo. He's here as well. Welcome back.
Thank you. Would not miss it for the world.
Well, you get to experience the calls once again and all the Wednesday festivities. So it'll be a little bit of a fun stream. And this is actually the first time you guys have streamed together, so we'll get that
It'll be good.
in the mix as well. In the news for discussion tonight, we'll talk the latest on Eric Swallwell. How many women have accused him of rape at this point? Is it?
I think at least 5. It was 4 when we covered it on Sunday.
Yeah,
and then one woman came, and we were saying like it didn't seem like rape, but now there's a 5th where it totally is if she's telling the truth. So
I don't believe her story either, though.
Well, she hired what's it, Gloria Allred's daughter, who
Lisa Bloom. Yeah,
who's pushed a lot of hoaxes. So that's why I say if she's telling the truth.
Yeah,
he's still a scumbag, but
right.
I don't
but
know
here's
if
the
he's
thing:
a rapist.
they both knew Bill Cosby, so there's going to be. I'm just kidding.
Don't even get me started on Cosby. There's a lot of questions on how that man was treated
apologist?
as well. I am kind of a Cosby apologist. I think a lot of the case is kind of bullshit. Although I don't think Cosby's a great guy either. But
I'm a Michael Jackson apologist. I defend his honor. So we all get one.
I am absolutely a Michael Jackson apologist, and I am not a. I'm not apologizing for that.
Good.
Well,
good.
Okay.
I don't think Michael
an apologist
Jackson was
who doesn't
guilty,
apologize.
I think anybody who is, or rather who does think Michael Jackson is guilty, is an idiot.
Yeah. Amen.
Maybe we'll talk Michael Jackson, or we'll talk the latest on Iran. I don't know. Reportedly, there's a framework of it. Stop me if you've heard this one before. A framework of a deal we have developing. So maybe we'll see this thing winding down. Although I feel like I've seen the Iran movie before, but I feel like I've seen this particular plot line in the Iran movie several times now. We have a framework of a deal, or we're near the end, and it's been going on for weeks now. So we'll see if this is real this time.
The stock market. I mean, I know the stock market's not the best way to measure foreign policy, but
it is an indicator of optimism, though.
It could be. It does seem to indicate they're pricing in a deal and that it's recovered all its gains. And it is kind of cool that we have a president who basically gives us insider trading opportunities where anytime he does something that scares everyone and sinks the market 10 or 20%, if you invest then, you've made money every single time.
Right. Yeah. If you buy the Trump dips, you are doing well.
Yeah.
There's definitely money to be made there. And we'll get to a crazy home intruder in California who shows up at a front door demanding to see a family's daughter. It's all captured on doorbell camera video. Batman, have you seen this video at all? Or are you new to it?
No, I'm new to this.
Okay. When we get to it, don't take this the wrong way, because something about his mannerisms remind me of you. But obviously what he's doing, he looks in the camera and is like, "Open it now, or I will end you." And he's all mad. It's not like
the other truck's going.
Yeah, it's like Batman doing an impression. It's not like I think you would do the behavior this guy's doing, but the way he delivers the line reminds me how you might do it if you were doing a bit or something. Anyway.
All right.
We'll have him reenacted after seeing it.
Yeah, I will challenge you to see if you can do an imitation of him. I think you probably could. We'll take calls, voicemails, and emails as well. If you'd like to call the show live, you can do that through the Discord server that's linked in the description. There are instructions and help available for you on the server. If you'd like to leave a voicemail or a text message for the show, the number is in the description as well. Before we get into it, we got to say hello to our featured listener-owned business for the evening. It's a new one. It's our friends at Knockout 2, Wrath of the Karen by Exceptional Games. In Knockout 2, Wrath of the Karen, you become an FBI agent, that's Bureau of Federal Boxing Investigations, and save humanity from Karenism. Something has corrupted the once good people of this great country, and it's spreading fast. In Knockout 2, it is your job to punch your way to finding the source. It is the funniest game you'll play all year. It's made by a crew of 3 in Spokane, Washington. Use the link below and add the game to your Steam wishlist. Wishlisting is totally free, and it helps developers win the algorithm. So if you want to win the war against traditional media and ensure more based games hit the market, wishlisting Knockout 2 is a great way to show support. Knockout 2 just released, and it's loaded with features. A 3-part single-player campaign, daily missions, custom challenges, time trials, character customization, and loads of lore to collect for your investigation crazy board. There's even a free demo you can play right now. Find the wishlist link for Knockout 2 Wrath of the Karen in the description or at mattchristiansenmedia.com/deals. Find all the information on all our special offers at mattchristiansenmedia.com/deals. Deals by listeners for listeners. Okay, getting into it.
I've not seen that ad before.
It's a new one.
Actually looks like fun.
It's a cool game. I played it before promoting it, obviously, and one of the guys in the 3-man team that developed the game is a listener of the show, and we promoted a game they made back in 2020. And it's a fun little game that's funny. Also, the last one they did was. It was election year Knockout, so it was like you could box Trump and box Biden and all this. But
is that why this is a sequel?
That's why it's Knockout 2. You nailed it. All right.
Gotcha.
Getting into the news, I regret to report it looks like we probably have another one. We certainly have another fatal crash. Was it caused by an illegal immigrant truck driver is the question. No, Batman, this is not a suck deep, as far as I can tell.
It was Reginder last time.
Yeah, right. Have there been multiple suck deeps? I can't remember. Was it just one? I don't know. Technically, we don't know this guy's immigration status. We know he's not Indian. He's actually from. See, I thought it was Gambia. Did you guys know it was
the Gambia?
It's
right?
It's the Gambia.
It's just a river, isn't it? Or is that Gabon?
No, it's a country in West Africa. It's small.
Yeah, I think it's just based on a river. I think it's named.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. Smallest country in continental Africa.
It can't be the Gambia because they can't pronounce the.
Well, however they say it, I don't know.
Yeah,
but the
Gambia.
Yeah, whatever the translation is, it's not a Gambia. It's not Gambia. It is the Gambia, and that's where this guy is from. The driver of this truck is 50-year-old. I don't even know how to say his name. Modu F. Ngam. Rhymes with N-bomb? I don't know. We'll go with that. But he's just a Columbus man, according to much of the reporting. Just a Columbus, Ohio man who wasn't paying attention while driving his big rig. And he went into a construction zone. He did not brake for all the people stopped in the construction zone. And just like that case we saw, I think that one was in Southern California. You can see some of it here. This is not graphic. Well, hold on. Let me just cut the audio here. But you can see the movement of the truck just ramming into this long line of slow-moving vehicles in this construction zone. And here is some reporting on the actual crash. Now, this is not duct tape. There's some kind of audio playing through this actual news clip that was in the story. So don't blame me. It's kind of hard to listen to.
Fiery crash that had both directions of
But you can
I-71
see,
near US 36
this
in
was a
Delaware
fiery,
County,
smoky crash.
closed for hours, was deadly. You can see the black smoke coming from near the grassy median. The Ohio State Highway Patrol says the crash happened around 6:30 near the Tanger outlets. They say 12 vehicles were involved in that crash.
So this is I-71 north of Columbus. The driver now faces vehicular homicide charges, and the family that he killed is now identified. So this is just a horrible situation. This is a family of 3, husband, wife, and 1-year-old boy. It's 37-year-old. The woman's name is Linnea Saposky, and her husband, Luke, she's a veterinarian, or was. Luke was a chemist. He was 37, Luke Saposky. And unfortunately, terribly, they had a 1-year-old Logan who also died in the crash. Now, why do people think this guy is, the truck driver, is an illegal immigrant? Well, because none of the reporting seems to identify his immigration status.
Bingo.
So it's something of a Coulter's Law type of fact. If the immigration status is not,
there are plenty
listed,
of people who are named Modongam.
I've never heard Ngam, but yeah, it's a name that's out there, I guess.
No, seriously. I mean, are there actually people out there who are trying to say that he's not illegal?
It's just unknown. I haven't seen anybody. The way to dispute that or deny that is just to show his immigration status, and nobody's doing that, as far as I've seen.
I don't think Gambia is one of those countries we take very many legal immigrants from anyway. Unless you're here on like a diversity visa. I mean, he's certainly not a high-skilled immigrant, you know.
Remember that guy who shot up, was it the guy who shot up in Austin who had the like Property of Allah hoodie on? Wasn't he from like Senegal or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yes.
And I was realizing
was.
too, I was confusing this with another tragedy, and that there was a DHS employee killed by someone I think who I believe came to the country illegally but was naturalized under Biden. Also this week. So this is a very common thing.
Batman, do you have a thought?
We've wound up in this place where we are permitting openly hundreds of people to be killed per year by illegals, and we do nothing about it. We just let this happen.
Well, actually, their murder and vehicular homicide rate is much lower than the native-born population. Didn't you know that?
Yeah,
Batman?
of course it is.
Have you seen where I went through the Cato Institute's data on that once, and to anyone who's out of the loop, they have this famous study claiming that illegal aliens commit crimes at lower rates than the native-born Americans.
Yeah.
And if you chart, let's say the murder rate by race, it's, Asians, whites, Hispanics, blacks, and with blacks, it's like, 5 times higher than white people, whereas it's enough to statistically raise the average, and that illegals basically commit crimes at higher rates than every single racial demographic in America except for black people.
Except
it's just
for the
that
Ngoms. Whatever that.
I would never call them that. But the African American crime rate is so high, it brings up the national average higher than what it is for illegals. And another problem with the stats as well is in America, the average person who goes to prison will reoffend and go back to jail. It's something like between 4 and 5 times per natural born criminal. Now, when we put an illegal alien in prison, there's probably an exception with the Biden administration here, but generally speaking, at the end of their sentence, we deport them. And obviously, if you're deported and you don't come back, you can't then reoffend and be a statistic in recidivism. So they're comparing two groups that are unlike one. It's apples and oranges.
Well, on to
so basically, what you're saying is that actually illegals aren't the problem. The problem is.
Go on. Is anyone going to fill in that blank? I'm not. I'm waiting for
problem
you guys.
Is, smoke detector Americans.
Ah, okay. KTLA behavior.
Basketball Americans,
All
NBA Americans.
Well,
No.
We would have talked about this on Sunday, Matt, but it happened during the show. Trump posted some AI artwork depicting him as, depending on who you ask, either a Christ-like figure or a doctor, just a Red Cross worker. That's all.
He looks like an MD in that particular photo, if you ask me. From like 2,000 years ago, maybe. But
is that what they wore?
Nobody believes Trump actually thought he was being a doctor there.
Of course not.
Totally
I couldn't believe that. It's like, I get it. There were okay. I'm not a fan of this post for the principled reason that you are not God. Nobody is. Don't depict yourself as God. It's just not a good thing to do. I also think it's politically stupid to alienate a lot of your base of Christian faith. So there's that too. Now, is this going to be some kind of disaster? Is this, do we all have to freak out? No, but I think this is a stupid post from Trump that he didn't have to make. And I think it was right to take it down. It never should have been posted in the first place. But that after removing it, the president told reporters, I thought it was me as a doctor and had to do with the Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there.
I doubt it.
The backtrack is worse than the post.
I was totally wearing a Red Cross. It was the reddest of crosses, I promise.
I guess he is wearing a red shawl or a red, whatever you call that article of clothing.
Yeah, I'll buy that for a fucking $1.
It was all just Red Cross propaganda, accidentally. That's all this was.
Yeah,
I like how when he lies, he does it like so shamelessly that you just immediately go, "Oh, okay, this is where we're going with this. This is we're not actually getting anything out of this."
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
If anybody could possibly have a worse take than I thought it was a Red Cross guy or a doctor, it's Joy Behar, who you heard in the intro. But man, the absolute worst take on this. The View crew was discussing that post, and Joy said that Jesus Christ was not as narcissistic as Trump, which, may be true, I suppose. But she said to demonstrate this point that Jesus Christ didn't go around claiming to be the Messiah.
Jesus himself did not run around saying, I'm the Messiah, I'm the Messiah.
Jesus kind of did say he was
you're
the
supposed to have a little bit of...
That's exactly what Jesus said. I am the Messiah.
You know what?
No, he did not.
It's been a minute since
Here's the thing.
She just said, I knew Jesus.
Jesus was not narcissistic like this guy.
But when you are the Messiah, it's not narcissism to say it.
Yes, it is.
When you are the Messiah.
I'm going to move this along because this is it's too much for me.
You can see on her face that even the people around her were bullying her into a corner.
What is Alyssa Farah doing with her life?
That was so stupid that even the communists that surround her managed to push her back there. That was great.
And I think she claims to be Catholic.
She was born Catholic, and she now says she's agnostic.
Oh, all right.
But you would think that she'd remember some parts of the gospel.
The way, the truth, and the life. There's just quite a lot, actually.
She's forgotten a lot since Catholic school, apparently.
Wait, Joy Behar is not a Jew?
I thought she was too. I saw on Twitter someone said the Catholic thing, but I assume she was Jewish. Yeah.
No, apparently not. It's like, she's a Catholic Italian, or formerly Catholic Italian, Catholic family. At least according to the infamous early life check on Wikipedia. But I would be curious. I'm sure the conversation.
Totally a Catholic, I fucking promise.
I'm sure the conversation went on longer than the rest of the crew on The View and the producers wanted it to go. But if it could have been fleshed out a little bit more, I would have loved to hear Joy Behar explain what she thinks Christ was crucified for. Was he just too modest walking? What, Messiah? Me? No. Come on, you guys, you're too much. Why was he put on the cross, if not for claiming to be the Messiah? I would be interested in hearing that explanation, but we're not going to get it.
He was trying to help brown people. I promise.
The double down there too is the interesting point that she made about, well, it's not narcissistic if he is the Messiah and says he's the Messiah. And she says, yes, it is. So she doubles down on that point, even assuming the premise that Christ is the Messiah, which is a bizarre thing to say. So it's true, but he should have been more humble about it, I guess.
Can you imagine telling God he needs to check himself?
Dude, you're really full of yourself, Jesus. I mean, I know you're pretty important, But like, come on.
God. Yeah.
These are people who are incredibly capable of just hyping themselves up to an extent that like normal people can't understand how they do it. And they're going to go ahead and criticize beings they can't understand. They could never be able to understand. And that is the epitome of arrogance.
Yeah. Well, I also have an update.
Excuse me.
Yeah, right. Let's get it right on this show. Thank you. Also have an update in the Savanah Hernandez story that we talked about on Sunday.
Sorry. I hope you guys can't hear my daughter. She's
a little
screaming right outside my door.
It's not distracting.
Sorry.
So on Sunday, we talked about the attack on Turning Point reporter Savanah Hernandez at the ICE protest at Fort Snelling in St. Paul, Minnesota. The Ostrushko family attacked her. The daughter, Paige Ostrushko, had claimed that Savanah attacked her first. There is another video angle that has since come out, and it clearly shows Dad Chris and daughter Paige strategizing to attack Savanah right before Paige goes and does it. Here's some of that.
Go right up. Where's the whistle? It's in the car.
Where's the whistle? Blow the whistle in her ear.
Don't touch it, just whistle right from the Yep.
Whistle in her goddamn ear. You are doing it back. You go right to her fucking ear.
They talk for a little while longer. She goes and does it, and then the violence starts. Okay, so every bit the intentional assault that it looked like on Sunday, but now we have a little bit of organization, strategizing ahead of time. And this, what just happened there is a lot like what happened in the case of MAGA Tyson. I don't know if you guys saw that one back like around the start of, it was around New Year.
I don't think I recall it, no.
It was a guy, it was actually at Fort Snelling also, I believe. Someone can fact check me on that, but I believe it was actually the same venue. And there was a guy, he was in a left-wing crowd like this, and he had Trump stuff, and he was getting harassed, and they were blowing whistles in his face and blowing a horn in his face until eventually he had enough, and he just started swinging haymakers, and he knocked out like 4 or 5 guys in sequence.
That was on the show, yes.
Yeah.
That was a great episode.
This was only, what, like 5 months ago?
Yeah, it was like, it was around New Year's Day, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I'm now getting the MAGA Tyson name.
Right, yeah. So my point is, just like that time, people take whistles, they take horns, they take noise-making devices, and they get right up an inch away from your face. And they act like they are not the aggressors. That's exactly what the Ostrushko family is doing here. They strategized to get in her face with noise-making devices right in her ear, and then if she so much as touches them first, which they're now arguing, they've done some media appearances that, oh no, we were attacked first, because maybe Savanah's hand like this happened to graze the woman who's in her face. This is the strategy they do. They try to bait you into being the first person to have physical touch so that they can claim that you are the aggressor. But when you're making noise in someone's face like that, that is a physical aggression. That is criminally chargeable in many jurisdictions. They'll never do it in Minnesota, of course, but it's disorderly conduct. It's disturbing the peace. You can't just go up to a person and scream in his face and follow him around and act like you are not an aggressor.
Yeah, and
people don't quite understand how loud some of these instruments can be.
Yeah, that too.
You can blow people's ears out if you have the appropriate sonic applicators.
Yeah, you can damage them.
Yeah, you can. So when there are people who are like, "Oh, I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you," but they're shouting that through a megaphone right into your ear, they are in fact attacking you. That is an attack. That is something that can have significant impacts on your life. It's not just loud, it's not just annoying, if they blow your eardrums out, that's something that you're going to live with for the rest of your life.
Physical injury.
Even if Savanah did touch them, A, it's in response to something they're doing, and B, touching someone is not assaulting them. Not necessarily. If I put my arm around someone to say like, "Hey, how's it going?" and they punch me, well, yes, I touched them first, but I didn't assault them first. And if Savanah was, trying to shoo them away, put up a barrier, these people are retarded. Yeah.
And more than that, if these people are trying to blow out eardrums, as I believe they are trying to do, I actually think it is 100% acceptable for them to shoot back.
They're committing a form of assault on you.
If they ruin your life by blowing out your eardrums, you have the not only the right, but the responsibility to defend yourself.
Plus, why am I to assume that someone screaming in my face aggressively is going to stop there?
Right.
Well, this is clearly just a verbal disagreement. That's all. Yeah. Get out of my face, man. But yeah. Also, one other piece of information we learned, the dad has the exact sort of job you would expect. He's an unemployment fraudster. Actually,
really?
He was at one time. It's like 20 years ago, but he was convicted of defrauding Minnesota's unemployment program for about $7,000.
Is that really his
That's
face?
it?
That's really
loser.
Yeah, I know. Compared to,
can you imagine like not being able to steal more than a Somalian?
Exactly. The Leering Center beat him exponentially.
Yeah.
So back in 2002, 2003, he enrolled for unemployment benefits. He got unemployment benefits from January 2003 to July 2003. And he said that he had zero income when in fact he was working at some kind of carpet business, and he collected unemployment while having a job at this carpet business. And so he pleaded guilty to that unemployment fraud. And I don't know I think he just got some kind of probation or something. He didn't do prison time or anything. Yeah. But that's what's going on with the Ostrushko family. Okay. Let's get into Eric Swalwell, because of course we spoke about him on Sunday. He had just quit the governor's race, but he was still in Congress. So as of Sunday, the status was he had raped too much to be governor, but not so much that he had to leave D.C., which didn't make a lot of sense, of course. So on Monday, he did indeed have to leave D.C. He resigned, along with Texas Republican Congressman Tony Gonzalez, who was already retiring anyway. And he had his own affair, wherever it talks about him in this story. Yeah, he had his own affair as well. And that staffer of his, or that ex-staffer, she's the one who lit herself on fire, actually. So he's gone too at the same time. And even though I already remembered Eric Swalwell back when he quit the presidential race in the summer of 2019, traditions are traditions. So different context. Once again, we will remember Eric Swalwell with a few moments that are now contextually very unfortunate.
He's the fart master.
Well, of course, yeah.
The president used taxpayer dollars to ask the Ukrainians to help him cheat an election.
Demeaning of victims of sexual assault, people who deserve to be heard. For Brett Kavanaugh's sake, if he is innocent, I hope tomorrow he opens his statement and says, you know what? Bring in all the victims, allow them to be heard, allow them to be questioned. That will clear his name if he's indeed innocent.
We're not victims.
You said, I may have a desire to sleep with many women, but I do not.
I agree with me. Yes, that's true.
Congratulations on your, I'm sure it's very hard to restrain yourself.
Democrats sometimes, we stand too much on virtue and like modesty, but we just need to talk about this like it's a gut check.
Now, on Fartgate, I am going to cuck and side with Eric Swalwell. I actually don't believe he farted live on MSNBC.
Come on, man.
You're
right. You are cucking. That's horrible.
They said it was a mug. It was Chris Matthews' mug sliding across the desk, and I think it sounds more
farting retard, and you are a retard for thinking he did.
This is shameful.
It was very fart-like, I will say.
It is fart-like. I think it is a mug. I think
it was.
I don't think
it was the fartiest fart that ever farted across a farting parlor. Come on.
Like, I know we're not really, mic experts here, but if he did, like, would that kind of mic you have up here, like on your lapel, would that pick up a fart? Do we have intel
it was
on that?
from. So supposedly the mug was from Chris Matthews, who's sitting at his desk, and the mug slides across his desk. And I don't use lapel mics a lot, so I don't know how directional they are, but the story is that Chris Matthews' lapel mic picked up the mug, and that's why you heard it.
I need a Mythbuster segment.
Yeah.
Reading this.
Chris Matthews' mug happened to pick up the sound at the exact same time he went.
That is the one thing, is that there's a pause in Swalwell's talking. And is that because he heard it? Or is that because he farted? The debate rages on.
No, well, if he did fart, there's got to be a second of pure panic processing which has happened, which would align with the fart theory.
I guess. All right. Yeah. Maybe you guys are convincing me.
Yeah.
Well, more importantly than whether he farted, how many people did he rape? Yesterday, another Swalwell accuser emerged. If you're keeping track, there is the I got raped twice in 5 years lady that we talked about on.
Yeah, that one I don't buy.
On Sunday. There are 4 others who talked to CNN saying he sent them dick pics, made other advances. Yeah. Now we have this new rape accuser. Lana Drews says Eric Swallwell drugged and raped her in a hotel room in 2018, and she had been reluctant to come forward all this time because of his political power.
I believe he drugged my drink. I only had 1 glass of wine.
Lana Drews says she met Swalwell in 2018 and thought they were developing a friendship. But during their third encounter, she says he sexually assaulted her.
He raped me. And he choked me. And while he was choking me, I lost consciousness. And I thought I died.
Okay. So this woman says she met Swalwell in 2018 when she was a model working in Beverly Hills. She says Swalwell's wife was pregnant at the time, which I believe lines up as far as the timeline. She thought they were friends, and they met a couple times. This event was actually during their third meeting. Swalwell said he needed to grab something from his hotel room, and she went back with him. And we just got to pick up some item he forgot. And then, whoa, he drugged me and choked me and raped me. Now, I don't believe that story for a second. Why, sure, Mr. Married Man with a pregnant wife, I'll gladly accompany you back to your hotel room on a purely platonic, friendly basis.
Are you fucking stupid?
Someone on X went through some of his campaign spending and did find they spent money at the hotel she accused him of doing this at around that time. So
I believe they had sex.
Yeah,
I just don't believe it was,
Yeah, same with the other. It's a very similar story as well, like the choking and everything. And obviously, she could be basing it off the prior accuser, but it seems like that's just what the guy is into, is sort of rough cheating.
Yeah, well, and don't you think that don't you think there's something weird, kind of, maybe I'm being too Mike Pence about this. What is she doing hanging out with a married man who has a baby on the way, going anywhere near the vicinity of his hotel room? You just don't do that.
We can't be friends, is the thing. We being the opposite sex. It's just not meant to happen.
You could say hi down at the Continental Breakfast.
You can be friends with somebody who's, who you spend a lot of time around and all that stuff like that. But inviting her back to your hotel room,
insane,
when your wife is not around,
it doesn't make any sense. Like
I could totally invite somebody who's a friend of the opposite sex back to my hotel room, but if my wife is not there at that hotel room, that's not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, no,
it's not the right thing to do to your wife, but it also invites the sort of false accusation that Mike Pence talks about protecting himself from, and he's correct about that. But let's say you're on a business trip with a female coworker. Now, they weren't coworkers, but maybe let's say they had some kind of business relationship that we're not keen on right here, and the situation was what it was, where he's married, he's got a baby on the way, and he did in fact forget something at his hotel room that he had to go retrieve. There is no
then
world.
You go back and get it.
Yeah.
And then you go and meet her where she was.
Yeah, there's no reason for her to accompany him to the hotel room, period, to retrieve an item. So her acting like she was just duped into playing fetch with him, I don't buy for a second. That's not how this happened. She was in on it, and it got too rough for her liking, is what happened.
Yeah.
What's really happening here is there are leftists who are eating each other, and we should absolutely encourage this.
Bingo. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's only unfortunate in that, and I was saying this on Sunday, in that his, 15% of the vote he was expecting to get is now going to go to other Democrats. And in California's primary, the top two advance. So, it was previously two Republicans, in which case, hilariously, it would be two Republicans going against each other.
Well, who's still trying hard to scoop the Swalwell vote is Katie Porter, and it's not working. She has zero bump from this. In fact, people hate her more somehow.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
But
Porter she has the energy of like a third grade teacher who likes to exercise power over children. Like that's how she talks to people. She looks like, their typical obese third grade teacher. Like she just has the look, the charisma, the everything.
Oh God, you're totally right.
She would be suitable in that environment though. As the governor of the most populous state in the union, absolutely not.
No.
Now, not particularly relevant to, sorry, go ahead.
Well, and then of course, when it comes to California politicians, we also have Newsom, right? Who has at this point, I think, sort of sunk himself. He's only not sunk himself because communists will still support him.
Why do you say he's sunk himself? Because of the fraud and stuff? Or I think he's in pretty good position, actually. But
I don't agree.
But I guess relative to whom? Like who's the Democrat who's in better position, I would say?
Oh, there is none.
Okay.
I think we're in I genuinely think we're in a good position as conservatives, not Republicans, but conservatives, because the best person that they have right now is an outright criminal.
Well, yeah, who you have to specify. Yeah.
No. You understand what I mean, though. Like,
you're talking about Gavin,
who has been outed
particular?
in a way that previously they had not been. With
I guess
the whole fraud thing with Nick Shirley's investigation with all that stuff.
Yeah.
The question is, I don't believe Democrats actually give a rat's ass about the fraud under Tim. They don't hold Tim Walz accountable for it. So will they hold Gavin Newsom accountable for it? Probably not. I guess the question then is, to what degree do independent voters hold Newsom accountable for that? And I would hope to a high degree.
Independent voters have always been the key.
Yeah. Well,
So,
do you think the fraud stuff is going to matter to them? I hope so.
Think California is so horribly run, though. If you live there, like to you, that's just normal. In that, like, if democracy actually worked, there would be no left-wing cities. People would be able to put two and two together and tell cause and effect and go, okay, this doesn't work for crime. Nothing can be done efficiently. It creates more bureaucracy. But the liberals there's almost like learned helplessness with them, and they just can't imagine anything any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, on a last thought about Swalwell, or at least related to this accuser, it's not super relevant to the case, but I did appreciate it. I was watching the news coverage of this accuser this morning, and Swalwell's resignation from Congress. Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana, who always has great zingers,
he's good.
He offered another great line here.
Swalwell's 13-year career in the House ending Tuesday under bipartisan pressure.
He's made the right decision.
This is no country for creepy old men.
No, it's clever. My only problem is D.C. is absolutely a country for creepy old men. That's where they all gather.
And Swalwell is not old, but he is, so it's a little.
Swalwell's kind of old.
Can you
He's
imagine
like 50.
the people? Can you imagine the people who founded this country, looking at the people who run it now?
Can you imagine the people who founded this country? Imagine telling them that women are voting.
Well, I mean, that's fair. But also, can you imagine them looking at the caliber of men that exist today?
Oh, they'd be
ones
horrified.
that are running our country. Well, no, they wouldn't be horrified. They would be galvanized.
Yeah.
I think
To probably be
galvanized
another-
to start fucking killing people.
Well, there'd be
That's
another
my
revolution.
opinion.
I mean, the
There would be,
country
yes.
is run. I mean, so disproportionately by people they wouldn't even have ever let in the country in the first place. I mean, there is a saying that if you assume that every organization is run by people that want to destroy it, a lot of society makes more sense. And with government, that makes perfect sense. Or any NGO, any aid group, there's just certain
any PAC.
Yeah, every structure of society gets corrupted because you get this cabal of like far left lunatics, and it's like college admissions, parole boards, like every little subset of society that no one pays attention to, where you get this outsized power. The left has taken over.
Absolutely, yes, I agree. So what we need is we need another George Washington. We need another Daniel Morgan. We need another Horatio Gates. We need another Nathaniel Green. We need people like that to come back here and basically put these people in their place. I will not say if that regards violence, but
Minecraft.
No, it only involves whistles and horns an inch away from their ears. It's very respectful in that way.
Yes, it's totally respectful. It's 100% respectful. Yeah.
All right. Last note on Swalwell. Because of this latest accusation, there's now a criminal investigation. That because this woman, Drews, finally filed a police report for the incident. It is not actually outside the statute of limitations. So once the investigation is complete, investigators will present the case to the LA District Attorney's Office. A charging decision will be made. Now, I don't believe her story in the rape way. And Democrats, of course, protect each other anyway. So I would be shocked ever to see criminal charges against Eric Swalwell. But supposedly those pieces are in motion. All right. Any other Swalwell thoughts before we talk Iran a little bit?
He's a real jerk.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Well summarized.
That's about it.
All right. Moving on. Recall over the weekend, Trump announced a U.S. naval blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. Trump originally said no traffic in or out of the strait at all. And it turns out he meant only Iranian ports are going to be blocked. And they are currently. In the first 48 hours of this blockade on Iranian ports, American warships issued warnings to 9 vessels. Actually, I saw it up to 10. They turned back 10 ships. So we didn't actually have any shots fired. Nobody wanted to test the seriousness of this blockade. All these ships turned around. Some 5 of them were carrying oil. All of this according to U.S. Central Command earlier today. So it would seem that the blockade is indeed in effect. It's not just bluffing. And so far, Iran really has nothing to say or do about it. But maybe that's because they don't want to see the framework of a deal compromised. We are told that there are pieces moving inch by inch toward the framework of a deal to end the war. Now, there's not a lot of specifics here, and all of this is anonymous sources with knowledge speaking to Axios and other people. But the idea here is that we're going to get some sort of we're going to have a deal to make a deal. And once we have a deal to make a deal, then potentially you would extend the ceasefire, which expires on Tuesday. And because you've agreed in principle on the premise of making a deal, once you have a longer term ceasefire, you hammer out all the specifics is supposedly the direction that this is going. And the two sides are talking about, or at least the source is talking to the reporter in this Axios report, is saying that potentially there could be more face-to-face meetings in the next couple of days. Remember, there were face-to-face meetings in Pakistan last weekend. J.D. Vance was not able to get any meaningful progress toward a deal, but supposedly they're going to have another hangout in the coming days, and that's where all the Iran stuff stands. Not a lot has changed since the weekend, so I don't really have much more to say beyond what we did then.
Yeah.
Batman, you got anything?
I think I've made my position on the Iran war clear in previous shows that I've been on. Do you remember what I've said about that?
I as I recall, you seemed maybe more optimistic or more convinced of the value or necessity than I was, but remind me, was it your reasons being what? Weakening of China and some other things, or I forget what your specific reasons were.
There basically is no reason for us beyond the cost for us to not engage in this war. So
well, there's
Iran,
no reason beyond the cost for me not to buy a Ferrari.
No. Sorry, beyond the monetary cost, to be clear. So attacking Iran, the Iranian government, to be clear, would free the Persian people from an invading force that took over, back in the 1970s. These are people who were our allies before the coup happened, right? I mean, we were friends with Iran prior to the rise of the Ayatollah, right? I don't know if you remember.
I believe
you can look at pictures of Iran.
Yeah, it was
50 years
totally
ago.
normal back then.
You can look at pictures of Iran 50 years ago, and it would look like, I wouldn't say Miami Beach exactly, but they were a free people. Now, that's my first argument, that we would be liberating the Persian people. The second is that the Ayatollah and their whole shtick, I don't know exactly what you want to call them here, they want us dead. They tell their people,
a lot of people do these days,
to scream death to America every day. They are brainwashing them against us. And I mean, already that in and of itself is a reason to think that these are our enemies. Now, they're also enriching uranium. Now, there are 0 countries in the world who have enriched uranium to the point that they have not created nuclear weapons without being stopped. So that's where they're headed.
Yeah, we will. I will just leave the topic there because I feel like I've talked to Ron a whole bunch in recent weeks, and we're just kind of waiting to see what happens here. So
I'm going to reiterate what I said on Sunday, which is we should just seize the entire strait. It becomes the Strait of Trump, then we start charging. We get a royalty and everything goes through. That's my point.
They were talking about that for a second when Iran was talking about doing tolls, like it's going to be $2 million a ship, and Trump said, "All right, give us $1 million and we'll call it a deal."
Give us a royalty. It's like a Shark Tank.
Yeah.
In my opinion, we should seize the strait, and we should basically obliterate every government building they have. Mm-hmm. I know there's going to be collateral damage, but if you look at the way that Iranians around the world are reacting to the way that we're acting in this quote unquote war, I don't even call it a war. It's a strike, really.
It's a long strike, but all right.
Okay. Sure. Maybe it's a long strike. Maybe it is a war. That's fine. But ultimately, you watch Iranian people who have escaped Iran all over the world, in Canada, here, all over Europe. They are cheering what we're doing here. And the reason is they've lived there. They have seen how the regime treats them.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't think that's necessarily false. It's just I want to make my measure of success here reasons for American cheering, not reasons for Iranian cheering. Not that they're mutually exclusive and they can't overlap, but just because another country likes what we're doing doesn't mean that I support that as a matter of our foreign policy or that it's worthwhile for us to do it.
I agree. Now, here's the thing. I think it's not mutually exclusive, and that's the issue. Right? These people are trying to enrich uranium to the point where they can create nuclear weapons. I don't think anybody who has more than 2 brain cells together can really argue with that, right? They want us dead. They tell us that all the time. They tell their own people that all the time. We know this for a fact. So why are we treating these people like they're not our enemies?
Well, we're certainly treating them like our enemies now, but that's your point, is they should be treated that way, right?
They should be. They should be obliterated. And the benefit
their civilization
of that would
should be ended.
The Persian people would be liberated. We would be heroes. Yes.
All right, fair enough. I said I was going to shut the hell up about Iran, so I'm going to actually stick with that
Okay.
and move on
All
because I want to talk about these
Apologies.
other two. No, that's fine. Welcome your thoughts. Okay. I want to talk about two more stories before the top of the hour. And this was the one I was talking about earlier, Batman. This bizarre, not even attempted home invasion. It was, in fact, a home invasion, but the way it was handled was completely insane. So there's an attack on this family home in Fairfield, California. This is on Tuesday last week, April 7th. Fairfield is in the northern part of the Bay Area. And the family who lives in this home, as far as I see, is unnamed. But it's a husband, a wife, and a daughter. Maybe there are other kids, but it's at least husband, wife, and daughter. And at the time, according to the timestamp on the doorbell camera video, it's about 9 a.m. on Tuesday, April 7th. Their home is approached by an unknown man. We now know he's 30-year-old Jason Nichols. And Nichols starts knocking on the door, demanding to know where the family's daughter is and demanding that they open the door. Now, mom and daughter were home at the time. Dad was not. So dad is, I don't know if he's at his job or where he is, but he's away from the home. He's able to communicate with the guy at the door through the doorbell camera. And the guy just starts going completely insane.
Hello?
Hi there. Can you open this door, please?
For what?
I just want to make sure that everything's okay. There seems to be something going on.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just figured I checked on something.
I don't know what you want, man. Get out of my house.
Open this fucking door. Where's your daughter, man? Where's your daughter, man?
What are you talking about?
Where's your daughter? Who's in there with you? Are you okay? Is everyone in this house okay?
What? Everyone's okay. What do you want? You have nothing to do with my house. Can you leave my house?
You know what my name is?
I don't know who you are. You don't belong to this neighborhood. That's for sure.
This is my neighborhood, though. My name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker. Open the door. This is my neighborhood. Open the fucking door.
This is the part I was talking about, Batman. Right here.
I will fucking end you. Do you understand
He's auditioning
me?
for the show.
Get out of here!
That guy was way too patient. I'm assuming his daughter wasn't home, given how patient he was.
According to the reporting, she was.
How are you not threatening to kill the guy? I would just bluff and be like, "I'm coming out here with a gun." Like, what do you? Is this guy insane?
Well, it's California, so he rushed home, and the guy actually broke into the house through a gate and a sliding glass door, and he had a shovel fight with him. And
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, he fought him off with a shovel until the guy was arrested, and the guy got hit in the head with a shovel, had to go to the hospital, and then was taken into police custody from the hospital, had a court hearing. There's some photos of him actually in his court hearing. I don't know if he has markings on his forehead or if those are shovel wounds. I think those are shovel wounds on the.
What race is he? I can't see him under his eyebrows.
Those are some bushies. You're right. So
is there? I'm assuming. I know this is gonna sound dumb that I'm even asking. I'm assuming there's no castle doctrine or any kind in California.
I don't know.
No, if you defend yourself in California, you will be arrested.
I assume that's what would happen.
I don't think this guy did get arrested, but probably because he didn't use a gun. Shovels are okay. Doing the Home Alone method is acceptable in California.
You need a Rube
if you
Goldberg
kill
machine
somebody
set up.
trying to break into your home in California, you are better off burying the body and hoping nobody notices.
Well, that's why you use a shovel. It's double duty. You can beat the guy to death and hide the body.
That's correct. Yeah. You need an e-tool. There we go.
So the guy, Nichols, the guy who broke into the house, he is charged now with burglary, vandalism, criminal threats, and annoying or molesting a child. He's held on $250,000 bond. He's due back in court next week, April 23rd. Now, Nichols is in
Where
fact
he
a
will be
neighbor.
released so that he can rape another child.
Maybe.
When they say molesting, it as a legal term, does that just mean his hand touched her in any capacity whatsoever?
I don't know.
Or is it molestation as of what we understand?
I don't think it means in this case sexually, because I didn't see anything in the reporting that says he got that far. It was like, I think in this context it means more like threatening the safety of, rather than like the way we think of child molestation colloquially. But as far as what he was doing there, now the guy, the home, I don't know if he's a homeowner or if he's renting, but the guy who lives there, the dad, he, you heard him say there, I don't know who you are. You don't belong in this neighborhood. He actually does live in the neighborhood. He's a neighbor who lives right behind this guy's house.
Gotta kill him.
So, but as far as I've seen and read, yeah, there's no explanation for why he wanted to get this guy's daughter. Is he on drugs? Is he mentally unwell? What caused or prompted this bizarre outburst? I've seen no explanation for that.
You want to know what prompted all of this? Physiognomy. Look at that guy's face.
It's a head shape thing. You just got to watch out for that. Now, if you're curious about the name Harry Dresden, I don't know the Dresden Files, but that's actually the protagonist of a series of novels about a wizard and private investigator, Harry Dresden, who looks into supernatural disturbances in modern day Chicago. So what does that have to do with this? I don't know, but that's what he's referencing when he's talking about Harry Dresden and my name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker. But the point is, this guy, it sounds like the dad here who lived at that house, no idea who this crazy dude is living right next to him. You don't know who like this is very close to you at any point in time, who could show up at your door, threaten your wife and kid in exactly this way. Now, the doorbell camera is a great tool to handle this type of threat, and I'm glad that he had it. There are other good tools to handle this type of threat, and lesson learned from this story, if you aren't prepared already, prepare accordingly, because this guy might live right next to you and you have no idea, just like this dad didn't.
I think this is why right after I moved here to Idaho, I went out and I met my neighbors.
Yeah, it's a good move. It's important to do.
I think it's awesome that annoying a child is illegal. just can't annoy kids.
Well, you can do it with a horn or a whistle an inch away from their face. That's perfectly fine.
That's legal. You got to be an adult, but
yeah. But doing this shit, I mean, this is the kind of thing that I think should get you hung in the public square.
Easily.
Where's your daughter? Where's your daughter?
Yeah,
like that's
dude. He should have. The door should have opened, and he should have been greeted with buckshot, and that should have been the end of it.
Agreed.
It was like he was trying to be like a movie character, like in a horror movie when the demon is shining through. It was a
reverse. It was a reverse Liam Neeson. You don't know who I am, but I have a set of skills that I'll take your daughter.
Reverse.
Yeah. The best thing he could have done was, what's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah, dude, some weird shit like that. Okay, now, but I promised I would get, before we move on, can you give me your best, I will end you, in the style that he delivered it?
Can you play it for me again?
It's kind of hard. I could try. Do you want me? I can pull it up again. Let's see if I can get it to the right spot. What clip was it?
Hello?
Was this one? Yeah.
Hi there. Can you open this door, please?
For what?
Let me see if I can fast forward.
I just want to. Are you okay?
Well, the interesting thing is that his normal voice is, "Hey, can I do anything?"
It's a lot of range.
Okay? Yeah,
okay.
It's and then suddenly he goes, "What?"
Well, here's the part. Let's listen.
Open the door. This is my neighborhood. Open the fucking door now, or I will fucking end you.
I shouldn't laugh because this guy's a serious threat, but the delivery there just cracks me up.
Open the fucking door now, or I will end you.
It's exactly the same. Yeah. You're going to play him in the movie.
That is Batman.
What a fucking dork.
Yeah.
It's just you have much more tasteful eyebrows. You know, yours are much
That's
finer.
his alibi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're about 4 inches thinner and, well.
Not as Caterpillar.
My glasses actually are also, I think, a little classier, but
kind of similar in that way too. All right.
Don't say that.
The glass's shape is kind of similar. It's hard to tell because this is a distorted sort of fisheye lens. But anyway, okay. Last thing I wanted to talk about before we get to some callers. Now, it is very easy to take every opportunity to bash on delusional women. And they've earned it for the most part. But that means you also have to recognize and celebrate women who get it and are encouraging their fellow women to get it. And I don't know what the context of this video is. This video went viral this week. I think it's worthy of discussion. Because in an age when feminist delusion and propaganda has taken over, women thinking they want to be men and that's the measure of their success, and they want their man to be a woman and be feminized in every possible way. And some people are, of course, trying that with all the transgender nonsense. When women understand that true happiness in life is the union of man and woman, properly understanding and filling their roles, it's very refreshing. So this woman says that she recently commented in a video of hers that her husband allowed her to do something. Now, what that thing is, she doesn't explain, but her husband allowed her to do something, and her fellow women criticized her for that. Your husband allows you to do stuff. What are you talking about? And she explains why that is actually the correct structure.
The other day I posted a video about my husband letting me do something, and predictably got a lot of women in the comments saying, your husband lets you do something? Yes, he let me do something because my husband is in charge. He is in charge of the household, and that's how I like it. Because you know who's in charge if he is not? Me. Do you know what that means? That means that I have to know what's wrong with the car when it makes a funny noise. No, thank you. That means I am the one expected to go back to work after the baby's born. Don't want to do that. I am the one that has to plow the driveway and scrape off the cars in the winter when it snows. I hate winter. I hate cold. I don't want to do that. Why? Can I do all those things? Yes. Do I want to? No. I think that should be a man's job. That's why I married a man. A good man. Maybe if I married a piece of crap, I would feel differently. Probably would. But I didn't. I married a really good man who 10 out of 10 times gives me more than what I ask for. When I need to go pick up the animals, he will be the one to drive the trailer into town and back it up and get it. I don't want to do that. Drive a trailer in town? No thanks. So you might not want your husband to do these things for you. I love when he does them for me. So he will continue to stay in charge. That's the way I like it. And that's the way it should be.
That is correct.
There's this weird phenomenon you see. And
Fucking
it's always,
based.
Yeah, it's like all liberals on TikTok where, and it's always women, they like treat their marriages like it's the score-keeping game. Where like, because I do X, you owe me Y. And, you know, in my marriage, we have, you know, things we generally do, like, you know, she'll generally do the dishes, I'll take out the trash, but if I have 5 minutes to kill and there's nothing else to do, I'll just do the dishes and not treat it like, okay, well, now you gotta do one of mine. It just feels so autistic to view your own marriage in those terms.
Well, yeah, and what I appreciate about what she says there, it's not just her proper understanding of women's role. Again, not to shove women where they belong, it's because it generally produces female happiness. She's very happy. She's very fulfilled. You can tell in the way she's describing this. But what she's talking about is not empty submission to a man. What I mean by that is
she's talking about what she gets from it.
Correct. And it requires male leadership. I really appreciated the part that she said, maybe my opinion would be different if I married a piece of crap, but I didn't. So women, don't choose a piece of crap. Don't give it away for free. Expect more of your man. And men, we have a responsibility in this too. Take that leadership position that she's talking about. Not just lead your woman, your wife in this way, but do those sorts of things, those acts of service that provide value to her. And in exchange, you are and will be the head of household. And anybody who, I saw a lot of pushback in the comments for her on this. Well, what do you mean? You make decisions together. No, listen to C.S. Lewis on this topic, and it fundamentally changed my perspective forever. You may think, of course, I value my wife's opinion on things, and we will consult before we make decisions. But you, as a practical matter, it is impossible for a marriage to be a democracy because that means stalemate. There must be someone who is a leader. There must be someone who has the final say. It's not that I tell my wife to shut the hell up and, you know, never say a word and cook me dinner and clean everything. Although I do appreciate that. I do appreciate a properly cooked dinner and a clean house and a little bit of peace and quiet from time to time. But what she's describing there is it's not domination of one party over the other. It is a valuable fulfilling of roles and exchange, husband and wife completing each other's life in a very satisfactory way. And I don't know that I've ever heard such a young woman explain it so precisely and simply. And I really appreciated that clip from her.
I think that it should be 50-50, but the man gets the tie-breaking vote.
Well, exactly. Someone has to be the Kamala Harris or the JD Vance in the Senate and break the tie. So who is that? And you can't. What do you and your wife flip a coin about who's the decider of that time? It's not going to work. And she's not going to respect you if that's the way you operate.
Yeah, I will say that my wife is sort of a bullheaded person. She's the kind of person who will try to kind of like fight her corner, but ultimately, at the end of the day, if I tell her this is the way that things are going to be and you're going to stop this, then
that's the way it goes.
Stops it.
Yeah.
That is the way it goes. She's a strong-headed person. She's a redhead. Yeah, I mean, you know exactly who the you know exactly the kind of person that she is. But the moment that I say, hey, things are going to be this certain way and this conversation is over, she understands the conversation is over. That's the way it's going to be. And that's the way it should be. I mean, she can fight her corner for sure. And I don't mind that, because if she's passionate about something, if she wants to make an argument, I don't have a problem with that. It's when the conversation's over that she needs to realize that the conversation's over, and she does do that, and then it's wonderful.
Batman says, "I have ended it now," and then it's done. All right.
Where's the end of a conversation?
Matt, you have any final thoughts before we move into some calls?
No, calls are good.
All right, we're going to get to calls. Before we do, hey, have you considered joining the MC Club? Well, you should. Here's why. Hey, if you enjoy the show, please consider supporting the show by becoming a member of the MC Club. For as little as $1 a month, you will enjoy a series of exclusive perks, including ad-free videos and podcasts, video calls, and a community Discord server with me and other listeners, loot box giveaways with channel merchandise, your name in the credit roll after videos and streams, and much more. But most importantly, you will help keep the duct tape production alive and independent from all those sinister forces of control. Join the MC Club at mattchristensenmedia.com/support. Linked in the description. Okay, looks like just a couple people wanted to call in. So if you are wanting to call in live, you can hop in the Discord server and you should be able to make it in, just FYI. But first up is Turles. What do you got for us, Turles?
Hello there, gentlemen. Good to be here as always. Hey, I don't know if I've ever actually been on with Matt Palumbo.
No, it's the first time.
Hey,
good to
have
meet
you heard how highly regarded he is?
From you, yes.
He does seem pretty highly regarded. I haven't read his highly regarded book yet, which is I guess a shame for me because I'm always promoting books around here.
Yeah.
I'll give you a commission if you want to take me on as a client.
Yeah.
Can he not hear me? Just so do I need to unmute in the Discord?
Yeah, you got to unmute in the Discord. Sorry, can you not hear Matt?
No, I was sorry. I was trying to.
Can you hear me?
Trying to tell you.
I haven't spoken at all.
All right, hold on. I'll repeat everything I just said. I said, "Good to meet you," and then also with the books, if you want to be one of my salespeople, I'll give you a commission.
You know what? I like that idea.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Don't know how, but we will find a way.
We'll talk after the show. Anyway, go ahead.
But okay, so anyway, well, tonight I thought, rather than just talk about Iran directly, which seems to be all I do these days, I thought I would try to talk about the interests of the United States and kind of, why this is happening, because I feel like a lot of people get lost in the sauce a little bit, because Iran is sort of multipolar. There are a lot of reasons why it's happening, and you can't boil it down to just one thing. Batman was talking about some of the reasons earlier, which I think are totally good and valid. But there are other reasons as well. And it's interesting because this actually starts in the first Trump admin, when he repealed a lot of Obama era, oil and natural gas rules. There was, people forget now, but there was sort of this rising tide of carbon caps and environmental protections and all of these different things that were hamstringing us from using our own oil and natural gas. And we were actually the world's largest importer of crude oil back in those days, and we have and Trump in his first term transformed our country from a net importer to a net exporter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
yep.
So that's a big deal, and that started the trajectory of where we ended up now. It started to weaken OPEC. It started to weaken Iran, even back then. And this is important because although we always considered Iran a threat, I mean, you can go all the way back. We have always considered Iran
back
a threat
until the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah. And, but everybody was kind of afraid of Iran. Everybody was kind of like, yeah, but they're big and wealthy and obviously prone to violence. And we're not sure if we can, it's just like with the Cold War, right? With Russia, we're not really sure if we can sustain a direct conflict. So we'll do all of these indirect things and we'll try to appease them, right? We'll send them pallets of billions of dollars of cash like Obama did. And what we find with appeasement with radical jihadists is it never works. Of course, they want to kill us just as they laugh about it. They think, okay,
agreed.
These suckers, these suckers, they give us money and they think they'll appease us, and we'll just keep enriching uranium.
They give us money while we kill their people. By paying other people to kill their people.
Exactly, and so that was stupid. That's on us. Trump is the first one to come along and actually say, we're not playing by those rules anymore. So we're going to become a net exporter. Then you come around to his second admin. So what are we doing? We're kicking China out of Panama, right? So they were there with the firms like C.K. Hutchison. They had operational control. We put pressure on Panama. Panama says, "All right, no more C.K. Hutchison," and now we have access. We're preventing them from controlling those sort of choke points, and then we kick. We capture Maduro, and as you know, Venezuelan oil starts to open up, and they're increasing more and more oil. All of this has the effect, ultimately, again, of weakening not just the Islamists like Iran, but also of China. Now we're securing the Strait of Malacca, another important choke point, both for oil and for international trade. And so, anyway, like I say, it's a multipolar strategy. And I think if you look at it comprehensively, it's pretty coherent.
Yes, it's a multifaceted strategy, and I think if you put all the pieces together, and we already have these pieces between Venezuela, the Panama Canal, between the Strait of Hormuz and Iran, and frankly the way that actually we're handling Russia these days, we are denying China allies. Now, are we pushing China into a corner? I would say yes. I think that's true. But
I've got super chatters telling me the bell rangs. Thank you for enforcing my own rules, Jay. Appreciate it. Okay. I've never been a great bell enforcer, but
I'll just add, it's all very complex.
That's
all I got.
I need to be
multifaceted.
Yeah. Anyway,
well, I'll make a if I may make a quick point.
Matt, real quick, Mr. Palumbo,
yes.
You've got some echo, I think.
Oh God, no.
I don't have it, so if you can just bear with it. I don't know what that might be, but I don't know.
As long as it's just me, yeah.
I'm hearing what the stream is hearing, so we're good on that.
Yeah,
that's good. If I mute myself, will that help? Or does that fix? I don't.
No. It's fine. Sorry.
All right. Sorry. I don't know tech.
Turles, if you have a quick book recommendation, I gotta let you go though.
Mind.
Sure. Well, I did hear recently about a highly regarded author. He's got some good stuff.
Love this guy.
Matt something or other. But no.
There's a lot of those to go around. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that you could read practically anything. I mentioned him on the Discord earlier, but by Victor Davis Hanson, he's got a lot of books on war, on international politics, and all of that sort of thing. So I highly recommend anything by him.
All right, thank you for the call, man.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Okay, next up is Caleb, the anti-vegan. Caleb, are you there? Caleb?
I think he's muted right now.
He's lighting up for me. There we go. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Caleb, what do you got?
Yeah. So I've based on basically all this Iran stuff, all the local political stuff. I've just gone full MAGA now. I just don't care what Trump does.
Peace.
After living through Bush and Obama and Biden, and I just don't care. I really don't. This is even with this war in Iran, I just don't care anymore.
So what if he dresses up as Jesus Christ and nukes the entire country?
You wouldn't. I wouldn't know if it's Jesus or a doctor.
Exactly. Okay, he dresses up as a Red Cross worker. And is there any line, or are you being totally serious when you say he could do literally anything?
I honestly don't know. I mean, if
he hasn't hit the line yet, all right.
Avenue, if he shot somebody on Fifth Avenue, I'd assume they did something wrong at this point.
Yeah,
I really would.
The certified plan truster.
Well, okay, so we got a lot of plan trusting. Why? You sell me on a little hope here, a little plan trusting. Why has Trump earned that level of trust?
It's not that he's earned a special level of trust.
Okay.
It's just I can trust him more than I can trust everybody else that we've had for 40 years.
That sounds special.
That's not special. It's just he's beating the average. So I'm going to give it to him.
All right.
He's beating the average, so I'm going to let him have it. I just don't care.
I definitely understand the sentiment.
Yeah.
I do think that we need to watch the people, most of all, that we trust in the most. Largely because if we trust them too much, especially when they have the kind of power that he does, then we wind up putting ourselves in a place to get screwed over, if that makes sense. Now, do I think Trump is going to screw us over? No, I don't. And he is absolutely the best president of our lifetimes. And it's not even close.
Caleb, do you have a final thought?
Still trying to figure out how to argue with leftists.
No, you can't.
Well, Godspeed.
You can't.
I would suggest buying a whistle and a horn to blow in their faces instead.
Yes, smart. It's not assault.
If we don't figure out a way to reason with unreasonable people, then it's just going to come to blows. It's going to be a full-on civil war unless we can figure out how to open up lines of communication again.
Well, to the point Batman was making, one of the greatest guys at lines of communication they shot. Yeah. And that's not to say that you're wrong, that we shouldn't aim for communication or that there isn't value in it. It's just,
but Charlie actually convinced people.
He did,
and I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he did it.
Very good at it.
I looked at his conversations, and I'm trying to figure out how these people that think with their feelings came to agree with him on certain points. It doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
The fact is, he was able to make very cogent and difficult to defeat arguments, and he did it in a public space. His trouble was he did it in a public space.
Yeah, and he was convincing.
Right?
Yeah.
The three of us, for example, can have all of these arguments, but I'm doing it from the comfort of my home, and I think all three of us are.
They haven't figured out how to shoot you through the internet yet, but
they haven't quite figured out where my window is. Yeah.
It is always harder to argue in person for whatever reason. I'm one of those people where when I'm watching news like on TV, I'm delivering my rebuttal to the television, but it's so easy because they can't argue back. Like they never hit you with something you never thought about. But Charlie always was just on his feet. He was always really good.
Yeah, and I think there's something very intimidating about public presentation in that way. And I don't do a lot of public speaking. Occasionally, I might for reasons that are political or reasons completely unrelated to what I do on this YouTube channel. But the rare occasions where I have to speak in front of a group of people always gets me a little bit rattled, like a little bit nervous, even though it's functionally the same skill set. When you have those eyes on you and you can see them all, there's just something really unsettling and intimidating about it to me. It's totally different than sitting in a room with a bunch of electronics, you know?
Or these days, those rifle scopes on you.
Well, yeah, you don't know exactly. But Caleb, thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Yep. Have a good night.
Yep. Good night.
All right, Skulldugger's hanging out too, so we'll let Skulldugger.
Him a lot.
Yeah.
Anti-vegan.
How does he convince the vegans? I should have asked him. Skulldugger, are you there? You're good to go if you're ready. He's muted. We'll give him a second.
Skulldugger, what's up?
He might need a minute. His mic is still muted, so I'll let him hang out. We'll see if he wants to.
I can hear Skull.
I'm such an idiot. Duh, I have him muted because he's usually. I have him muted, not that he is muted. Anyway.
Duct tape all over the place. It's a disgrace.
Sorry. What do you got for us?
I was actually looking to surrender my time to producer Tim.
Oh, Tim wants to talk. Okay. Well, good night then.
I'll talk to you next week.
All right.
Have a good night.
Well, alrighty then.
All right. Producer Tim wants a call. Tim, what do you got?
What's up, Tim?
Tim.
I think you were muted too, right?
Oh,
no, he's not muted.
No,
for me.
I hear you. All right.
Sorry, I didn't know if Skulldugger was actually going to get the call or not. Sorry about that. I wasn't ready. Well, if you're going to bring it in for a call, I want to ask you guys a question about something because I don't really know what I think of this. I think we need to stop doing something, but the problem is I don't know what we do instead. Matt, I've heard you a couple of times say, I always thought of people, let's say gay marriage, for example, or stuff like that, or or the way gay people are a bit degenerate. I have no problem you doing that sort of stuff in your home, but we don't need it in public. And I think the problem I have with that is, but if you're telling them they can do stuff in the home, you're telling them it's acceptable to do. How do we do that without then saying, well, you can't bring it to public because it's unacceptable? Well, it is acceptable, but it's not acceptable because if you bring it to public, it's unacceptable. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm.
Well, yeah, and I wouldn't phrase it. I wouldn't phrase it quite that way because, of course, what I mean, or what you're getting at, I think, what you're getting at in the way that I would agree with is that your home is your property. You set the rules there. It is not my place to tell you generally, although you don't really have the freedom to go murder your wife or something in your home. There are crimes you can commit in your home. But as far as your own consenting behavior inside the home, I want to offer a lot of respect for that because that is a place that deserves a lot of respect as your property. But that doesn't mean that all behaviors are equally good or encourageable or valid. If you ask me my opinion of a gay relationship or a gay marriage, the first thing I'm going to say is you're not going to tell me it's the same thing as the union of a man and a woman because it's not, because it lacks the defining principle of the capacity to create new life. I don't think it's my job to go police you in your home if you want to live that way. But if you ask me, do you believe that this is a good way to live or that it is the equivalent? My answer would be no. So I get what you're coming. I get what you're saying, but of course the answer is a little bit more detailed than the simple thing of like whatever happens in your house is your business, man.
Yeah, to be fair, the gay one was just the one I pulled off the top of my head. That was probably not worded the best way. I grabbed off the top of my head. I think it can apply to anything where you say it's fine to do it at home, but it's not okay to do it in public. Like a lot of the trans nonsense, a lot of that sort of stuff. A lot of pretty much anything that happens in Pride parades. So we are going back to gay, but a lot of stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't know how to get my head around the idea of if we tell them it's okay to do it at home, we are kind of telling them it's okay to do it, which makes it hard to justify. Well, maybe not, but to me, I just feel like it makes it hard to justify. Well, don't bring it out to public because either it's okay to do or it's not.
Well, I guess it depends on what you mean by okay. Like, is it morally acceptable or proper? No, but I would also say that there's a whole host of things that are morally not ideal, not proper, perhaps not acceptable that one can do in one's own home that I don't think are necessarily the role for the state to go policing. Does that make sense?
Fair enough. Yeah. So I guess so. Maybe then it's just about how you actually word it to people. Of I'm not actually condoning your behavior, but I'm saying, in your house, I can't stop it. I can't really, do anything about it. It's your choice. I mean, I guess that's fair enough. But yeah, it's just something I've always found kind of interesting. Of it almost feels like a contradiction, not even intentionally, but just in terms of, how do you square one in a private sense versus in the public.
Yeah,
I
well,
guess
it's-
what you're saying there
it's-
makes sort of sense. Yeah,
It's drawing distinctions between that with which you disagree and that which is worthy of policing, or for which policing is necessary. And things with which I disagree, even if the reason I disagree, I believe to be an objective moral truth. Okay, not just like, oh, I don't like that because my favorite color is red and that's blue. No, I don't like that, or I don't think that that's proper because of the fundamental nature of men and women, for example, is a more objective reality than just my personal taste. That said, I don't know that every personal opinion in that way is policeable inside the home. So
I agree
What
with
happens-
Tim's accent.
yeah.
What happens if you realize that your principles are actively damaging your society?
That's,
what do you mean?
Libertarianism.
That
As
is
in- well,
exactly how I felt about libertarianism.
Yeah.
Because I used to be a libertarian.
Yeah,
and then I realized I was actively supporting things that were destroying everything I loved.
But here's
principal
the other
losers.
side of that. Of course, you should encourage good moral character and good moral behavior, and I'm trying to stick up for that. On the other side of it, overactive policing, where there are spying eyes inside your home, is its own destructive force in society, and likewise must be combated.
Right, but I definitely agree with that, and I think there are lots of instances in which that's the case. But don't you think that we're at a point where, how do I put this? There are a significant amount of
homos.
Sorry, no.
Post-
It's not even.
I
It's
thought we
not
were
even
going that direction.
homosexuality necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, yes, there is that, but there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people in the society who actually want to denigrate it, who want to destroy it, who want to see it deteriorate.
Agreed. Yeah.
And will vote to that end.
Okay. I mean, I guess what is the specific conclusion that you're drawing? Because I would agree that there's a bunch of degenerates who are morally confused and vote accordingly, for sure.
Firstly, that obviously there needs to be a control on who can vote.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I think generally that needs to be who is a tax contributor and not a drawer of benefits. Right. Yeah. And secondly, there are values that America should hold. There are values that America was built on, and the people who do not hold those values should also not be able to vote.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with restricting voting, because I don't think it should be an automatic right in the way that it is. You got to have skin in the game. I guess what I'm unclear about is how is that getting at the line, the principle here of where moral truth has a boundary at, say, a person's private space. What is the proper relationship between moral truth, say, in the context of marriage or homosexuality or whatever we're talking about in Tim's context, versus
does a person actually have any inclination towards moral truth? If they don't, they cannot be trusted. And second of all, your private space means nothing to somebody who cannot be trusted.
But are they not entitled to their private space, regardless of their moral views? Are they not entitled to that private space, or is your entitlement to a private space dependent on your views? See, that's my worry here. It's not in the latter. It's not a right. It's dependent on your perspective.
I see what you're saying, but the point is, these are people who deny your ability to have that private space.
Sure, but that doesn't make them right.
Oh my
it makes
God.
them wrong. What?
I actually think Matt Palumbo just exploded there.
Wait, what happened? Matt, are you there? Exploded what? I didn't see it happen.
I'm not sure exactly what happened.
I have the stream up. What happened?
What? I didn't. Are you talking about throwing up, or what do you mean exploded?
I think he sneezed to the point where he may have turned his head inside out, and now he's
okay.
And now he's
he's
off
kind of
doing
doing
his own
something on
thing.
camera, I think.
But anyway,
all right. Well, let's wrap this up. Tim, if you have a final thought, we'll move along.
Quick final thought, completely unrelated to this, but I really want to encourage people. I'm looking at the numbers in the call-in server. There's a lot of people. We tend to get the same calls. I really want to encourage people to call in. It's fun. I'm here to help you through it if you're a little bit unsure about Discord, if you're not really sure what to expect, if you're a bit scared about getting on. I'm happy to talk you through all that, but I really want to encourage as many people as possible. Try calling in. There's usually only a few callers a week. You'll get in eventually. You'll get in probably quicker than not, honestly.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate your assistance as always.
No worries. You guys have a good night.
All right, you as well. Okay. I wasn't expecting our discussion to end that way, but I am just going to move along here. We'll see if we can get Matt back, and we'll get an update on what exactly happened there. But while we wait, before we get into some voicemails, emails, all the rest, let's take a super chat break here and see what super chatters have to say. Okay, starting up on YouTube and Tippy.
Is he okay?
Hold on. I'm getting a call right now. I can't take a call, dude. He's calling me. Hold on. Well, let's try. I'm going to go to break and take this call, okay?
All right.
Everybody,
do you want me to try to actually, I don't know if I can read chats or whatever.
Just stand by. Stand by. I'll be right back, okay?
Stand back and stand by. Stand back and stand by.
Apparently some kind of tech thing. We had a crash of technical equipment, as in like a physical crash, not a software crash. Like his audio unit fell off the table and is potentially broken. So we'll have to see how that gets resolved. He's going to see if he can come back. He might not be able to come back. So we'll stand by and we'll see if we can resolve that. Other than that, we'll just take some voicemails and some emails, Batman. And before we do that, we'll get into Super Chat like we were doing. But other than that, we'll continue on uninterrupted. We're going to have to duct tape his audio interface back together. We'll see if that works or not. But okay, into the Super Chat here. On YouTube, Injured Guardian, Frank understated it. Alaska has all the oil, metals, and minerals we need for the next 230 years. I can prove it. P.S. Did you tell Batman about Suno? Yeah, Batman was on. You were on when we did the Suno songs, the My Knigga songs. We're talking about
I was there, yeah.
Right, yeah, the music stuff. Yeah, so I have no doubt that we could be energy independent, regardless of the Iran stuff, for sure. The Iran energy is one facet of the Iran conflict, but it is not the sole variable, right?
Correct.
So, anyway, Joshy boy, there is no passing wind in Ba Sing Se. I don't even know what that means. Sorry, I got another text here.
It's a reference to Avatar: The Last Airbender. That was a cartoon from the early 2000s. Basically, it's people saying, "Oh, there's a city in this world that everybody says, oh, there is no war in Ba Sing Se, but of course there is a war, but nobody's. It's very 1984. Let's put it that way.
New to me. All right." Thank you, Joshy. K-Dog Mulligan, the first MC Club Dakota Ring message is, be sure to drink your Ovaltine. I don't even know what that, I know what Ovaltine is. And actually my oldest son loves Ovaltine. I make him Ovaltine in milk every single morning. But I don't know what that has to do with the MC Club.
I don't get it either.
I don't know how you knew that Ovaltine is the preferred beverage of my 4-year-old son, but there is a relationship that way. Joshy Boy says, join the calls, lads. Otherwise, I won't love you anymore. That's not true. Joshy will still love you. Long Dong John says, body cams are BLM's gift that keeps on giving. The lesson is they taught us today, don't go to Walmart unless you're concealed carrying. I didn't see that one. So apparently there was some kind of body cam episode at a Walmart that I'll have to check out. You know who's going to join us, Batman, is Skulldugger, who's hanging out. So in lieu of Matt, I'm just going to bring Skulldugger in, all right? Stand by for just a moment more here. Let me grab him. Oh, wait. They're both here. Well, hold on. All right. Let's see what happens with if I bring both in, since I told both of them they can. Oh, no. We're not doing this crap. Well, okay, wait. So hold on. I got to get this all sorted. It's all messed up, and I got to get. Hold on.
I'll God.
No, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Don't worry.
All right.
Okay. All right. What's going on?
I fucked up.
Did you break it?
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, technically, the ground broke it.
Oh. Okay. So.
My God, you know what? Tom Cruise said it best. I didn't kill him. I shot him.
Is it
the bullets
totally?
in the fall killed him.
Well, I'm glad. All right, we got Skull to replace me at least. But all right. So this thing, we're just talking. We're
this
having a great
thing,
time.
dude, that's an expensive piece of equipment.
Well, okay. I'm sorry, I used the wrong word to refer this beautiful piece of equipment.
That makes sure people can't hear your breathing. What happened to it?
Well, I'm not speaking into this beautiful piece of equipment, so the breathing is no problem. Anyway, I think I need to buy this part. I think is broken from the ground, not me.
Well, the good news is that's just a USB charger,
which is very cheap to replace, and I will do promptly out of pocket.
I don't know if it's a specialized USB-C that the thing needs, but okay. So we're gonna need technical diagnosis. Is the bottom line here?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll take it's on me. We all know I can be trusted to take care of a tech problem.
Are the full costs on you? Are they really?
I'll put it in writing. Yeah.
All right. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Anyway.
This is the cost of having employees. Duct tape. You got to unroll.
I mean, listen, I'm assuming you don't want me on the show in this format. I'll hang on if that's cool.
It's actually not terrible. It doesn't sound great, but it's probably best just to let you go. Yeah. Well, it's a little rough. Why don't we just let you go for tonight, and you and I will figure it out tomorrow, huh?
All right, as long as I'm not fired.
You're fired.
Okay.
All right.
I'll catch you tomorrow.
No, have a good night, guys.
All right. Let me switch this back quick again. Why is he just frozen?
Duct tape all over the place. It's a disgrace.
Okay, here. I can remove him, I think. I do remember that movie. Okay, let me try to fix this. Did I do it right? Yeah, okay. I'm reasonably professional in this presentation, all things considered, I think. Good for me. I hope he didn't break that thing, though, dude. Those things are not cheap. That's that sucks. Anyway, we'll have to figure it out. Where did I leave off? Okay, Guardian Game Studio.
One who has
Yeah. I just couldn't remember where. It's sorry. When your mind is on a million different things, you lose track. Democrats scream blocked by YouTube, smearing Kavanaugh's wife, shielding Epstein, Clinton, Swalwell, and the like. They accuse conservatives of their own sins. Textbook rules for radicals. Yep. Well, yeah, it's when you look back at all the Kavanaugh clips from the time, it's the thing about the Swalwell stuff. Of course, they knew about Swalwell's behavior by their own admission this whole time. So not only are they excusing it now, they've been excusing it for the better part of the last decade, it sounds like. And even worse, they held it in the back pocket, presumably to weaponize when the time came, because all of this is strategic. Swalwell was removed from the governor's race for a reason by people who want him removed. I don't know if that's Steyer. I don't know if that's Katie Porter. I don't know who that is in the Democrat Party that's looking at the polling, like Matt was explaining on Sunday. Hey, we might have 2 Republicans win this jungle primary. We can't do that. Swalwell's got to go, and we have this weapon that we've been holding in our back pocket for some time. Let's deploy it now. So scumbaggery all around.
Well, didn't Steyer do fairly well? Because he was involved in the recall.
I got to get your mic bumped. It's really soft. Are you able to do that?
Yeah.
I can't do it for you without bumping Batman super loud. Let's see if we can get that. And we'll come back to your Steyer thought.
Let's try this. Is
yeah,
this
much
better?
Way better.
All right.
Much better.
What were you saying?
Great. I believe Steyer was... so there was a recall election against Gavin Newsom. And one of the things that happens is there's a recall vote that's yes or no. And then there's also another vote that has a list of a bunch of candidates that if the yes goes through, then the winner of that election is now the governor. And I believe Steyer was in there, and I think he actually did fairly well.
Okay. So we'll see. I didn't even know Steyer was involved in this. I forgot about him since 2020 when he was in the presidential race for like 5 seconds. That's the only reason I know who that guy is. K-Dog
His
Mulligan.
name isn't spelled the same way as the Austrian firearms company is in.
I think it is Steyer.
Yeah, I think so.
Like this
Steyr is the firearms company.
Okay, yeah. There's an extra E in Tom Steyer. Okay. K-Dog Mulligan, steroid trench coat Millhouse is the best Millhouse. You're talking about the Intruder guy, this dude. He kind of is, yeah, steroid trench coat Millhouse. Okay.
The drug's going.
Jay Baker said the bell rang. I'm trying to help you out, Jay. Sorry for letting it go. Over on Rumble, Pothead Wino, who got me in trouble on Sunday. Check out Olivia Swing's video on Charlie Kirk. Also, Wood. Thank you for being more tasteful in this super chat, Pothead Wino. Also says Batman makes arguments like elderly people fornicate. Jeez, that's a little rough.
Slow, I'm assuming.
Slow and to the point, I guess. Yeah.
I'm not a public speaker. I suck without a script. I know it.
The Great Negro, 2021, as in your knee is growing. The Great Negro, 2021. After he choked me, he said, "This is MAGA country." Yeah. I assume that was Swalwell's standard operation there. Okay. We will leave the super chats there for now.
I'll have to just circle back with you.
Thank you guys for those chats.
I've got to say about Swalwell, I'm actually in his district, so
Yeah.
I can't be happier that he's gone. But the other thing about it is, this is California, this is the Bay Area. There's somebody just as bad or worse waiting to take his place. So
yeah.
It's like a hydra. You cut off one head and 2 grow back. You know.
I'm shocked that a white man was even allowed to hold that office, frankly, and I'm sure they'll correct the matter very soon with his replacement.
Well, he was only allowed there because he fucked a Chinese spy.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll just put in Fang Fang. We'll just let her have the office. It'll be fine.
It probably would be the exact same effect. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get to some emails,
you will
voicemails,
love communism.
emails, voicemails. And then we'll call it a night. But as a reminder, if you'd like to leave a voicemail, text message, or email for the show, you can do that through the contact page on my website, mattchristiansenmedia.com/contact. Okay. First up, I've got a voicemail, and I don't know the caller's name here, but this is actually news to me. I didn't know that there's another Matt Christiansen out there who we share a name. This must be my rival, who's a gay guy with AIDS.
Hello, Matt. Have you ever Googled yourself and learned about the other Matt Christiansen, who was a plaintiff in a sexual harassment lawsuit because he was gay and had AIDS. And he was sued, but he sued his employer for wrongful termination and harassment, and ended up winning a $20 million settlement. I think he might be your arch rival in the upcoming gay war. Have a good show. Goodbye.
That is news to me. I've never heard of this person. I tried to find this person before live, but maybe the name is spelled differently. I wasn't able to find who this is. You know, I was very discouraged to see that when you when you Google Matt Christiansen gay with AIDS lawsuit or settlement, it mostly just redirects to me. But I never had any kind of settlement related to being gay with AIDS. So I don't know who this guy is. Not a single aid. Never tried it. So to the caller, please email me this information or whatever what your source is on this, because I want to know the story. I've never heard of this other Matt Christiansen with AIDS who apparently got $20 million for getting fired for having AIDS or something like that. I want to hear his story. Maybe we can get him on the show. Okay. I also got a couple of texts on the line. I'm going to save those for during the email segment because they're a little bit related. So we'll get to those in a moment. We'll hop into the emails here, starting with Ray, our friend Ray. Ray Sist. Now, Ray directs us to the racial slur database, rsdb.org. The term chimona, I don't know if you guys caught this on Sunday, but in the Hoax Hate segment on Sunday, there was a black guy named Jamal, a black gay guy named Jamal, who got pizza from a Baltimore area restaurant, and his receipt said chimona instead of Jamal. And he claimed that chimona is a Spanish slur for female monkey or female who enjoys sex, so like a whore. And Ray here is telling us you can search rsdb.org and you will not find the slur chimona. Now, as part of that story, we noted that a lot of Spanish speakers have never heard of this supposed slur chimona. So Ray says, the slur does not occur in the database since this has to be a question. Oh, the format here. How will Jamal be able to deal with this for the rest of his life? First of all, I will say I double checked. If you go to the slur database,
he's absolutely right.
It's not in here. There is no chimona. You can search chimona on the full list. It's not a thing. It's nowhere on this giant list here. The one thing I'll say is that the list, the rsdb.org is a list of racial slurs. And he made it sound like in this context, it was an anti-gay slur, but he also said female monkey. So there was kind of a racial component in the way that Jamal had presented this. But I agree.
It kind of sounds like
black
he's just
person lied about being called a racial slur.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Happens.
That's what I was saying. Is it kind of sounds like he's just making it up.
This list is so long, I can't even scroll through it. Like it turns white when you scroll it. It's so long. It's hyperspace. This list of racial slurs at rsdb.org. So the authority.
And one of them is 7-Eleven, which I love.
Is that actually? Oh yeah, Arabs. Well, isn't that Indians? Do Indians and Arabs are different things, are they not?
But it's more fun.
Work menial jobs like 7-Eleven itself is a slur. I have to dispute that. All these
but if
numerical
7-Eleven
ones.
is a slur and chimona doesn't exist there, you know that just doesn't actually exist.
Well, yeah, they covered everything. Okay, moving back into the questions. Thank you to Ray. AI Slop Star. The mayor of the city of Providence, Rhode Island, recently removed an Irina Zarutska mural on the basis that it was divisive. Matt, you are pro when it comes to steel manning. Is there any more charitable interpretation of this than the mayor simply not wanting people to be reminded about an instance where a black person harmed a white person? So I saw this story. Generally, I saw the headlines. I didn't look into it closely. As far as I gather, your characterization of it is correct. There was a mural being painted in Providence, Rhode Island of Irina Zarutska, the woman who was murdered on the train in Charlotte by that chimona. And it sounds like the mayor, like you're saying, pressured the building owner to take down this mural on the basis that it was politically divisive. And for me to try to argue that it is anything but a politically driven agenda here, as the question asks, is there a good explanation for why this might happen? It's the best I could say is if the town, the mayor, the city government, they don't want political messages on prominent display as a matter of peacekeeping and the general aesthetic of their town, I could understand that. The problem is I don't see any political message. It's an image of a woman who was murdered. There's no message here that says like, hey, end black crime. Hey, Democrats.
If you put a rainbow flag on a street in that town, that person wouldn't give a single shit.
Or a George Floyd memorial.
Sure.
Like those are fine.
Well, so no, actually, you can't put a George Floyd memorial. Those tend to get hit by lightning.
It's very hard for me to see how a depiction of a woman who was murdered is inherently political or divisive, and that's the best argument they have. The only other argument that it's on some kind of principle other than just like, hey, I don't like that you're raising attention about this issue because it contradicts my political preferences. Well, go ahead.
How familiar are you with Providence, Rhode Island? I don't know. Is
Not
there a
very.
lot of, are there a lot of people there that might just be pro-murder?
Yeah, they're just libs. Actually, in fact, no. I mean, listen. Communists aren't people.
I was gonna say, are they communists? Because communists are fairly pro-murder.
Maybe anti-murder is politically divisive.
Could be if you're a communist.
I think that's the best steel manning that is possible.
Rafael Ganganowicz was right. Communists are not people.
The other potentially divisive component is that allegedly this mural was part of the Elon Musk financed murals. Back in the fall, Elon Musk had pledged $1 million to paint murals depicting Irina Zarutska. So it's possible that maybe this artist was financed by a Musk donation. I don't know that that's even true. Even if it is true in this case, we have rich people of varying perspectives financing art projects and all sorts of public projects all over the country all the time. I'm not aware of any standard where we police the donors behind the project for political views or
a lot of art is commissioned by rich people. That's how we get art.
So even that standard doesn't really make any sense.
Has been.
Yeah.
So I think Skulldugger cracked it to our emailer AI Slopstar. What's the best argument they have? They're actually pro-murder, and contradicting that stance is the source of division.
And also communists aren't people.
Minnesota root beer enjoyer. What are your thoughts about the rising trend of quote unquote teen fights? Is something that's been, or is it something that's been quietly looked over, or is this general insanity? So these sorts of X is on the rise. I always have a question, is that actually true, or does it just seem like X is on the rise in this case because we have more cameras on phones than we ever had before, and we have social media where people are sharing these videos? I don't know for sure that the type of teen fights that we see commonly are more common now than they have been in the past, but if they are, and I don't think it's crazy to believe that they are, I would speculate that it is a function of a justice system in schools that is much like our criminal justice system. That is to say, it's soft and it doesn't like the optics of policing certain demographics. So it allows kids in school to get away with as much bullshit as chimonas on the street are sometimes getting away with. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these fighting incidents, some of which are just like, generic schoolyard beatdowns like you might think have existed for years. But of course, we've seen several instances where it's actually turned deadly. Remember that case in Las Vegas a year or two ago where that kid got in a fight over a phone and they beat him dead? There have been instances like that recently. So
I can basically guarantee you that this is just it's just people with phones being able to spread the message more.
So do you think the fights are more common, or just they're recorded more often?
No, I think they used to be more common.
Okay. They're less common now then. Okay.
I think they're less common now because schools have cracked down on that kind of stuff, and they ruin your life over that kind of stuff now.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I mean the high school I went to, there was fights all the time.
Same.
I went to a really small public high school, so fights happened, but they were very rare. I'm talking like 200 kids in my entire high school.
Yeah, I went to a massive high school. So my graduating senior class was 926.
Yeah, that's I have no concept of that.
We had over 4,000 students at our
You don't even know all the people in your class at that point. You have no idea a lot of people you're graduating with. Yeah.
No, most of the people I graduated with, I'd never been in classes with for the entire 4 years I was there.
Yeah, my graduating class was somewhere around 1,000 people too.
Wow, I've no idea what that's like, but
So but we had all kinds, and
I can tell you actually, in elementary school I got into 2 fights. In middle school I got into 4. In high school I only got into 1.
Yeah, I was done fighting by high school. I saw what fights turned into in high school, and I was like, nope, we're not doing that.
Next up, clever. Mike, who, cheese, Harry.
Got him! Got him!
Say that one fast. Mike, who, cheese, Harry. Nice to hear from you, Mike.
I don't get it.
Say it fast and think about it. It took me a second when I saw it earlier today.
I actually want Batman to say this. I want to hear him say it in that voice.
Go ahead. You want to try it?
I don't get it though.
Just say it.
I don't know where I'm supposed to. Mike Hoochie's Harry. I don't get it though. I don't understand it.
Clearly, you definitely get the Harry part, right?
I get the Harry part, but
clip that.
Mike.
Go ahead, clip it. I don't give a shit.
Mike Hoochie.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Okay. Do you think that consistently bringing up the Somali racial ethnic component, congrats to Mike. You did get him. You actually got it. Congrats. That's well done.
Oh, anyway. Stop.
Well, you knew it was coming, so you didn't. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Do you think that consistently bringing up the Somali racial ethnic component of the fraud in Minnesota harms the right and their ability to draw attention to it? Isn't there a concern that normies hear this rhetoric and think that it's just being used as a weapon against a racial group rather than a legitimate problem being pointed out? To make an analogy, if leftists want to get normies mad about school shootings and support gun control, wouldn't it behoove them to avoid constantly saying, quote unquote, white boy gun violence? Since that just makes it seem like they're mad about white men. Granted, they already frequently do this. Correct. Now, I understand your point about branding and how that matters and how you frame or characterize things can be beneficial or harmful to your persuasive effort. I get that. I'm not trying to dispute it.
But the truth is important.
Correct. The truth matters more. And I'm wary of any strategizing that prioritizes how something sounds over what it actually is. And it's not even incorrect or insensitive to say Somali fraud. It's not even a slur. I'm not saying Chimona fraud. All right. Somali is the proper
I am decapitated now fraud.
Yeah, it's the proper ethnic national term. The fraud is rampant in that particular demographic. It's an especially large problem in that group. So I just got a few thoughts, but yeah. So my preferred strategy would be to shift the burden onto the person who thinks that this is improper, thinks that this description is wrong. What specifically is wrong about the term, the phrase, the description, Somali fraud? Is it the fraud part? Clearly not, because there's a long line of people convicted, more behind them who are charged and probably will be convicted. Is it the Somali part? Now, again, that's not a slur. That's a description of national origin. And you might say, well, it's wrong in that it implies it's somehow unique to that community. The fact of the matter is, it is. It's not to say every single person committing fraud is Somali, but on a per capita basis, it is a giant problem in that community. So rather than trying to soften and strategize and think about how this will be received, shift the burden onto the people who say that it's wrong. And to consider your counter hypothetical white boy gun violence, the problem is the premise itself isn't comparable. On a per capita basis, white boy gun violence is not on the level of other demographics' gun violence. And if someone wants to say, well, sure, white men, they commit more gun crime than Asian women, for example, I'd say, sure, that's factually correct.
Good luck, everybody else.
Yeah. So the solution to that problem, I'm not going to deny that white men commit crimes at a higher rate than some other demographics. The solution to that problem is where white men commit crime, let's arrest and prosecute them, like the Somali fraudsters who commit crime, who also should be arrested and prosecuted. So shift the burden onto the person who denies the truth. Don't try to strategize around their softening of the truth.
Well, there's also the important aspect of is, do you actually want to solve this or not? Because if you want to solve it, then you have to actually address it for what it is. Like, do we want to address it for what it is, actually solve the problem, or do we want to, maintain some false, polite social code that doesn't offend the people who are robbing us blind? These are people who we have imported into this country for the purpose of them robbing us. So it's kind of important to call out that that this is a singular culture thing, because it is widespread amongst that community. That community has figured out how to run a game, and they are bringing other people from their country over here to run the same racket. So that it is actually important to the fraud that this is Somali fraud, because the fraud is happening because they are Somalian.
And to be clear, it's easy to think like, oh, we're losing this culture war because of what's happened over the last couple of decades. But we need to remember, you can use the word retard now, and most people won't crucify you for it.
This is shameful.
You can use the word faggot now, and there's a decent chunk of people who won't crucify you for it, because we are winning the culture war.
That's not even
as
cool.
Much as I hate
why would I do that?
As much as I hate to sound like Tim Pool, we are winning the culture war. We're getting there. We need more time.
Thank you, Mike, and all the best with your hairy cheese. Anyway, Taker 610 on YouTube. I recently learned through, of all things, my favorite anime, that there was a guy named Duncan McDougal, and he tried to prove the existence and mass of the human soul in an experiment in 1907. A soul weighs 21 kilograms, he claimed. I think it was 21 grams, actually. But his methodology may be dubious. So I looked this up.
I'd never seen this before.
Because I'd never heard of this. And it is generally correct as described. This was an experiment in 1907. It is 21 grams. What this guy did is he had 6 people who were dying, or he measured mass before and after death in some sort of immediate time frame. And one of them he found to have lost 21 grams and theorized or attributed that to the loss of the soul, the mass of the soul. Now, even McDougal himself stated the experiment would have to be repeated many times before any conclusion could be reached. So he wasn't saying this was for sure true. It was 1 out of 6, and I think that's the only time they did it. So it's kind of an interesting premise. Like, is there a physical component to the concept of the soul? Although scientifically, of course, I don't think that's what we got here. But I guess I've never thought of that. More interesting question to me here is why would a soul have the physical property of mass? Why is that? Why would that exist, and why would it be necessary? I'm not sure I really understand that. Do you guys have thoughts?
I would operate under the assumption that it would not have any mass. I would operate under the assumption that, given what I know about souls, what little I know, admittedly, and what I know about religion seems to believe about souls, that it would not have any kind of physical property. It would be something that is entirely spiritual, entirely metaphysical.
Yeah, even for people who accept the premise of souls, I don't know why it would have physical property.
Well, if it is energy has mass.
Okay.
All energy is made up of particles, even sunlight.
But is it energy, or is it entirely metaphysical?
I don't know.
The physics of the soul, I've never thought about. This is a new.
But that would be an explanation for why it would have mass. Is if it's.
But why would it be 21 grams? And if it were 21 grams, how would we not be able to identify it?
I'm not putting
Otherwise-
I'm not putting any validity to this experiment. I think it's
No,
I think it's actually
I-
probably oxygen leaving the cells. Is probably what you're actually measuring there.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, but again, this is far beyond my.
It's such a
this
small.
This is way above my pay grade to be.
It's such a
to be
small
sure.
amount too. It's like it could be some kind of just error in whatever the weighing. Like
Right.
3/4 of an ounce. I mean that is such a. You lose more than that when you take a piss or something. You know?
Yeah, he could have
That's
the body could have let out a fart, and that was 21.
Yeah, right. It could have been Eric Swalwell. It could have been a mug on the table. And
Which, by the way, that's what if I had actually gotten into the call, that was a fart, my friend.
I don't know, man. I still
That was absolutely a fart.
I'm
100%
still
that's a fart.
cucking for Team Mug. That's my official stance.
You believe
Look, man.
something that you believe the
Look,
explanation
man,
they
you-
gave you on MSNBC as
No,
being
I
correct?
listen. I'm a great audio acoustic mind, and I'm just trusting the gut that is in my ears, and it sounds more mug like across a table than a fart.
The
to me.
pause in the
He
pause
literally
in the
stopped talking.
Yes.
That's
He
the only thing I
peeled
don't have.
over.
He shifts
and
his
then
weight.
ripped one.
That's the only thing I
And
don't
then
have
he
a
tried
great
to blame
counter to
everyone else.
Is the pause. The pause is hard. The only thing I can say is it's an abrupt interruption in your speaking pattern, and when you hear it, you stop by default because you're not sure what the noise is. That's the best I can say, and maybe you don't find it convincing, but I'm going with it.
He stopped before the noise happened. Just saying.
We have to break it down frame by frame. Okay. Next up, longtime follower of duct tape, the great, and this is duct tape, like the animal quack quack, not even proper duct tape. This contribution is to let you know that I greatly enjoy your content, despite the duct tape all over the place. I admire your critical thinking, composure, and ability to call things as they are in simple terms while still keeping it mostly family friendly. I've yet to find a content creator that has your style. Your family and friends are blessed to have you. Well, this is so kind. As are all of us viewers. And as always, be seeing you again Sunday for the question part. Thank you. I appreciate the endless praise, but here's the question part. Which brand of duct tape do you prefer for the show? If that is a company secret, can you opt to where you buy your flannel shirts? Well, first of all,
We love you. You're very special.
my preferred duct tape is actually Gorilla Tape. Very strong. I have it in the studio for times when it is needed, which I guess I got to get this off to Matt Palumbo, but there I can get it a little bigger here. There is the studio roll of Gorilla Tape.
The official roll of duct tape.
Yeah, you can see
the official duct tape, which has nothing to do with ducks.
There's
and
the
it has
gorilla.
everything to do with monkeys.
I'm not-
which is absolutely perfect.
I'm not paid by Gorilla. They just make a fine product. And I appreciate that they haven't been pressured to change their logo yet. It's still very ape-like, and they haven't had to make any changes to it.
Aunt Jemima tape.
Yeah, well, Uncle Ben, Aunt Jemima, erased. The Gorilla Tape Gorilla is still standing proud. Not that there's any relationship between those things at all.
With great power comes great tape.
13% of the tape makes 50% of the repairs. So.
Yeah, well, around here, definitely. As far as the flannels, my flannels are a mix of kind of 3 different manufacturers. I have some old Vans ones that largely, as far as I can tell, aren't made anymore. But speaking of your neck of the woods, Skulldugger, I used to go to the Vans store down in Emeryville. Okay. I don't know if it's still there, but there's like a little strip mall and down by where there used to be the IKEA in Emeryville. Is that still there?
Yeah. That's all still there.
There's a Vans store down there. I used to buy my Vans there circa the shoes and the flannels circa like 2011, and I still have a lot of those shirts. So some of them are that. I have Target ones that I've bought in recent years, though Target, Target, say what you will, they've got decent flannels. So I've bought a lot of flannels at Target over the years.
Do they tuck too?
No, they're not tuckable. They're not tuckable.
Sure?
At least I haven't found the pocket for the tucking in there. And maybe Target's flannels went south around the time of the tucking, because I haven't seen proper flannels in Target for several years now. So that might be over. Lately, The preferred flannels come from a company called Retro Rifle, which makes a lot of the like gun Hawaiian shirts I'll wear sometimes. They're making good flannels. So you might, if you see a flannel in a video that's got a little AR on the front pocket, that's a Retro Rifle flannel, and those are good. I actually emailed Retro Rifle around the start of the year and said, hey, love your flannels. They're really cool. Here's a video of me wearing one in a video. I would love to promote them in some kind of business arrangement. What do you think? And they said, that guy sucks. Let's never respond to his email. Boo. So I don't have a business deal with Retro Rifle.
So they're
even though I tried.
fags, is what you're saying.
They just didn't think I was worth their time, even though I think I can help them sell flannels. And I would like to have a business relationship with them.
You absolutely could.
Because I like their product. But I still like their product, so I still buy it, even though they can't find the time to email me. That's okay. They don't have to. And that's the story of the flannels. Now, longtime follower also added through a text message, and this is related to the Cartnark segment on Sunday. I don't know if you guys caught that or not. But general discussion of, you're familiar with the shopping cart theory, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was...
In fact, I think I brought that up a couple of weeks ago.
Maybe. At Cartnarks, he just goes around like sort of satirically, but kind of seriously busting people in parking lots for not returning their shopping cart and having these confrontations and conversations with them. So regarding that, a longtime follower here said, I have to add to Mr. Cartnark, and even more than carts, is how 100% selfish people drive through the lot, crossing the stalls, doing J-turns, backing into a stall, causing very easily avoidable trouble to all others driving properly. They're also putting pedestrians in danger. Now, I will say that in addition to the shopping cart problem, parking lots outside of the airplane and to maybe an extended extent, the airport, parking lots are definitely a place where human ethics, human courtesy goes to die. I could talk about airplanes and the people who recline and the lack of general courtesy on airplanes all the time. But parking lots, what he's talking about, a lot of not courteous behavior. But to this point, one of the craziest things I've ever had someone do to me happened in a parking lot a couple of years ago. I talked about it at the time, and I know I've told the story before, so I'll be brief. But my wife and I are walking out of the Safeway grocery store here in Bozeman. And, of course, it's like most grocery store layouts where you have pedestrian traffic right in front of the store that usually has some sort of like marking on it that tells you when you're driving. Yeah, it's functionally a crosswalk. They're going to be pedestrians here. You need to slow down, wait for them, and if they are present, yield to them. And my wife and I, my son Calvin was probably like a year old at the time, very young, got him in the cart. This lady blows through there at like 40 miles an hour. I'm not even kidding. And because we couldn't see her easily because of the building structure, we come out of the front of the store and she blows by in a car, probably no more than 3 to 4 feet away from the cart carrying my son. And I was so mad. And I'm not very confrontational, but she went down to the recycling stuff that's at the other end of the parking lot because she was apparently in such a hurry to recycle her cans and her cardboard or whatever she was doing. And I actually yelled at her. I said, slow down. And she started yapping back at me. It's like, all right. If I'm not a confrontational guy, but I'm going to be confrontational right now. And long story short, I went up to her and I said, listen, lady, a few feet difference. You splattered my son on the parking lot, and you are dealing with a horrific situation right now. So I don't know what you think you're doing, and I don't know why you're yelling at me like I'm the bad guy, but you need to think critically about this behavior and be thankful that this was not a complete disaster. And instead of having that conversation more fully, she just got in her car and she sped away. She just drove away, and she made me the bad guy. Thankfully, it didn't become a violent episode or anything like that. But she was trying to tell me that my wife and I are mistaken for not looking where we're going while walking out of the door at Safeway. We weren't in some obscure location. We were walking out of the front entrance of the grocery store. And this lady tried to tell me I was wrong. That's the least courteous thing that's ever been done to me in a parking lot situation.
I wish that was the least courteous thing that has been done to me, but
have you been murdered in a parking lot? What's worse?
I'm sorry?
What happened to you in a parking lot?
No, I said it's not the least courteous thing that has been done to me. I didn't say in a parking lot.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought we were talking
my home has been broken.
Confines.
My home has been broken into twice while I've been home.
Well, you are a New Yorker and to some extent a Californian, so I guess that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So both times that person left at gunpoint.
Really? You've had gunpoint confrontations in your home? How have I not heard of this?
Have I not told you about this?
I don't remember this. I've forgotten it if you've told it.
His lawyer said not to talk about it.
I guess, yeah.
Well, actually, no, there was no lawyer involved. But no, the first time somebody kicked my door in while I was in college.
This is this is where?
In California.
Okay.
And it actually so happened that I had just finished cleaning my rifle at the time. It was the
So it was
only
ready
gun
to
I
go.
had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
It was great. So
Okay.
I pointed it at him and I said, "Hey, get the fuck out of my house." And he demanded to know where the previous owner was. And I only knew who the previous owner was because I kept getting his fucking mail.
Okay, so this was you were like this wasn't a dorm room situation. This was a home.
No,
or
it was an apartment.
It was an apartment building. Okay, so he's looking. Whoever lived there before you maybe was like what was he in, like
Probably a
drugs or
drug
something?
dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, he demanded to know where the previous owner was by name.
Uh-huh.
I said, he doesn't live here. I don't know who you're talking about. After he had kicked my door in. And I had a rifle pointed at this guy already because he had just kicked my fucking door in. And he still refused to leave.
Breach kicked like that. That's such a crazy experience.
He was a huge dude. He was a really big dude.
Slightly off topic, but the guy at the California home, the eyebrow man, the where's your daughter guy, he's trying to breach kick, but did you notice he was doing it in sandals? What the hell was he thinking? You got to wear boots, dude. Was this guy wearing boots?
Well, and he probably needed to be about, I don't know, 7-8 inches taller.
Maybe.
Anyway, this guy was a huge dude.
Did he have bushy eyebrows and ask you where your daughter was?
He did not. He was a fucking white boy, and he was high as hell.
But he was still okay.
He demanded to see the people who used to live there, the person who used to live there, and I told him he doesn't live there anymore. He didn't believe me, so I had to physically remove him from the premises.
Well, when you say that, you mean what? Just point a gun at him and tell him to leave, or did you actually have to get?
No, I kicked him in the balls.
Really? Okay. Wow, that's an intense experience.
Door and I locked the door and I called the cops. Yeah.
And you didn't get in trouble in California for brandishing, for pointing your weapon?
Oh, I put the gun away before the cops arrived.
All right.
Great
Great
story. I didn't
story.
tell them shit about that. They saw the broken door. And
You'd have been fine.
That's
in
all
California.
they needed.
California does have a castle doctrine, so you would have been okay pointing the gun at him.
Assuming the rifle was California
Yeah,
compliant.
I didn't blow him away. It was, however, a World War II era M44. So I could have just skewered him with the bayonet, but I, of course, didn't.
All right. Any other thoughts on parking lot etiquette or, I guess, insane confrontational violence?
I will say I am somebody who will back into parking spaces. So
I don't really see why that's such a big problem. Now, I
don't appreciate
avoid
that being a call out there.
I avoid everybody in parking lots. I park far away from them because I can't stand door dings. Like if you ding my car, it'll piss me off. So I stay away from everybody. But I'm not bothered by the like back. I guess I don't get why that's a problem or why that's not. Like, why is that disrespectful?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess it's largely because you can pull into an area and then start backing up, and if there's somebody directly behind you, they will have to back up.
Okay,
but I back into spaces all the time.
Yeah,
I just don't do it if there's somebody behind me. That's all.
There are some things I'm particular about that I think are minor but important, like the shopping cart thing. The backing into a space, I don't know. That's not one that has ever bothered me. But anyway, okay. Last one here. We got another text submission about the Hunky Buck segment that was also on Sunday. So, if you guys didn't catch
hear anything about this. No.
So, do you remember Knuckle Hunky Buck, Batman?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so he kind of had that whole episode. yeah, he came back on Sunday and sort of told the story of what happened. So if you want to get resolution of that, you can go listen to that. Long story short, like, yeah, it was a very real mental health episode. He has had a year of recovery and he thinks things are generally improved, though he has had recent episodes. But it was good to hear exactly what happened and what he's been going through since. So this text, I believe, is about him. Last guest, sorry, I don't remember his name. I think the texter is talking about Hunky Buck. Has he looked into the gang stalking phenomenon? There's lots of different types, but they always they always want you evaluated as crazy. So one of the things he described was thinking, so when he had this break on the show last year, he had police trying to apprehend him and actually get him into some treatment. And while there was this, I don't think arrest is the right term, but they're trying to detain him for this treatment, and it apparently got kind of, I guess the word crazy is insensitive to use. He said that's our word during the segment, but he was convinced that these people were trying to kill him. People, like, from the police officers trying to work with him to the medical personnel who were trying to give him some sort of medication or sedative or something by syringe, by injection. He was convinced that these people were trying to kill him. There was a group of people, a big group of people, trying to come and kill him. That was part of what was going on in his mind. And that is what's called the gang stalking phenomenon. Apparently, I've never heard it called that, but that's the reference on Wikipedia. And I don't know a lot about this area of mental health, but I've heard people describe this experience before when they have some kind of break. They think that police or a gang or some large group of people is coming to get them. And it's part of what's driving them crazy, that there's somebody coming to kill them, to capture them. So I don't know. I guess it must be kind of a common thing in mental health episodes.
It's very common with bipolar.
Okay. So, and he did mention that was his diagnosis.
Yeah.
So it's new to me, but I've heard that variants of that delusion, if that's the proper term. I guess it's in the Wikipedia here. But yeah, it seems like that was going on with Hunky Buck. And again, if people missed that, if you'd like to hear Hunky Buck's story, you can catch it at the end of Sunday's show. It's timestamped for you there. You can find it if you go look at the show from Sunday. But I think that's all our questions. So appreciate our emailers, our voicemail callers, all that. As a reminder, if you'd like to leave an email or a voicemail for the show, contacts page on my website, mattchristiansenmedia.com/contact. Appreciate everybody who contributes to the show that way. I think we're mostly caught up on Super Chat, but let me double check, make sure we're good to go with Super Chat, and then we'll call it a night. We're good on Rumble, and we, I think, are good on YouTube and Tippy, or maybe there might be a couple. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, there are some on YouTube here. Producer Tim says, here's a tip for anyone trying to appear menacing. Maybe don't start with, hi, how are you going? Imagine if Batman, the character, not your co-host, started with, so hi, I'm Batman. I just need to ask you something. Where were the drugs going? He was very friendly, that guy, in his initial approach. Hello, I'm just curious as to the whereabouts of your daughter. I, as a strange man.
Well, he wasn't friendly by the point he started talking about the daughter.
Yeah. He was just asking, like, may I come in for unknown reasons, which is a very bizarre thing.
If anyone comes to my door and starts asking about my daughter, that's my daughter. Oh my God.
the New York remains. Yeah.
Fucking leaked out.
Yeah.
That's not friendly in any regard.
Also, trench coat. We don't wear trench coats.
Trench coat and eyebrows roughly as thick as the stratosphere. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have trench coat weather here for most of the year. Certainly not right now. We're having.
Oh, that was in California.
Yeah, it was in Fairfield. Right. So it's just north of where I am. Yeah, that's you're not going to blend in. We'll just put it that way. Wearing
trench coat and sandals, flip flops. That's a very.
Actually,
you're also not going to blend in with that face, though. In fairness,
that actually trench coat and sandals actually screams California. I take it back.
All right. Injured Guardian, I am slowly teaching Suno AI to be based. All I know about Suno is you can make cool songs on it, but does the Does the AI have dispute with your lyrics? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I don't know how. I've never tried to use it,
Suno.
But it made a great Knigga song. I'll tell you that.
I tend to just write my own music.
Godspeed with your Suno music, Injured Guardian. Ryan Allen, cord funds. Thank you. Hopefully, it is just a matter of a power cord and there is not more significant damage to what is a piece of equipment that's not super easy to replace if I have to do that. But we'll find out tomorrow when we try to diagnose that. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. Injured Guardian, for all, my offer to scrap broken electronics stands. Okay, well, I don't know if I have a broken electronic or what I have, but...
Oh, Matt P does.
Well, what we're going to have to do if we get that resolved is we're going to have to take the Gorilla Tape. We're going to have to secure that that audio interface to the desk so that it cannot slide. I'm actually curious to hear how he got that to slide off the desk because it has rubber feet. It doesn't slide. If I had to push this one, and I don't really want to do it because it might cause a bunch of noise to feed into the stream. If I were to push this one, there's resistance to it doesn't slide off the table very easily. So who knows?
Meanwhile, Matt Palumbo's like, you underestimate my power.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the power of duct tape. Who knows?
Duct tape all over the place. It's a disgrace.
Injured Guardian, hold up. You repeatedly cited DVT as leg aids. That's true. I did. I think I did do that. It's just been I don't even have leg aids anymore though. But I did have leg aids at one point, roughly. 2.5 years ago, coming up on 3 years. It's been a long time, clot free. Hopefully it doesn't come back. And I didn't get any kind of settlement for that.
Well, all I know is people were talking to you about your flannel shirts, which you are currently not wearing.
Well, yeah, but there's a whole. I can't change the camera very easily, but there's a whole closet full of flannels right back there on my left.
I can't even tell if Matt's. I can't even tell if Matt's wearing
a flannel shirt when I met you.
I can't even tell if Matt is wearing a shirt right now.
I know. I just look like a floating head and a pair of hands.
He looks like a tree.
Yeah.
Like a real tree.
Did was I wearing a flannel when I met you? I can't remember.
You were.
Oh. Truthfully, I don't actually wear flannels that much when I'm out and about. I wear them in videos because I think it's a good video look, and I like flannels. I mean, it's not like I refuse to wear them, but I don't commonly wear them out on the town. I usually wear other things, but I know everybody.
You live in a flannel area. It's actually appropriate attire where you live.
But if I'm going out, I just wear
everything
like a
that you
hoodie or
wear
something.
is what everyone in LA wears if they're a lesbian.
Okay, lesbians did not. Lesbians stole. First of all, I know you're a fellow Subaru appreciator, so you can stop with the slander.
No, it's not slander. It's merely observation.
It kind of is. The whole like Subaru lesbian thing is sort of stereotypes exist for a reason, but that's one where I'm like, I actually don't see the stereotype. I don't see lesbians driving Subarus. I don't know.
I've said it on the show before. I'll say it again. In the area where I live in, there's a lot of Subaru drivers. There's a lot of lesbians.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
In fact, the majority of the Subaru drivers that I know are like, they're families. They're like heterosexual family units that own Subarus.
Big fans.
Bingo.
You want to know where the stereotype comes from?
Yeah.
Where I used to live in LA, the only people who drove Subarus were flannel-wearing lesbians.
Maybe, although I imagine the market for them is a little bit different in LA. I'm just guessing. The reason they're popular, this part of the country, Pacific Northwest, good all-wheel drive cars, good snow cars.
Yeah, they're wonderful cars.
In LA, I don't know. I've never lived in LA, but I would guess that Subaru is a less popular choice in general in LA.
Oh yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Which means the only people you see driving them
are the committed
ones. Lesbians.
Okay.
Yes.
So maybe that's it.
And to be to make this really fun, Subaru used to be a company called Nakajima. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
I don't know about the predecessor, but I know about Fuji. Like Fuji was their big company. Fuji Heavy Industries, kind of the parent company of it, but
Right, but before that, they used to be called Nakajima.
Okay.
And the Nakajima company used to make the N-5B bomber, the one that basically was the primary bomber used to hit Pearl Harbor.
Okay. So I guess they owe us some nice cars, and they did.
They do. Yes.
It was good. Fair deal. All right. I love Subaru so much. Pearl Harbor was worth it. Okay. We're fair and square. All right.
No, we're not square, but actually after the bombs, maybe we are.
Yeah, we settled that one way or another. You're right. Okay. Injured Guardian. Do y'all remember the Gorilla Glue wig lawsuit? I do. Do you guys remember that one? Yeah.
I definitely do.
Yeah.
Gorilla Glue, also a fine product. That woman thought it was like hair gel or something, or did she intentionally use it? I can't remember. But she glued her hair.
Yeah.
With Gorilla Glue, and it became a thing, or the lawsuit did. But I don't know if she won that. I don't know what happened with that lawsuit. Okay, I think we're all set. Good on YouTube. Good on Rumble. We will call it there. Anything else you guys want to say before we're out of here tonight?
I think I'm all set.
Okay. Yeah, well. Appreciate all our listeners for tuning in tonight. Thank you to our super chatters, our live chatters, making the live show a success. If you're listening on demand later, thank you kindly as well for supporting the show. Appreciate our callers, our emailers. Thanks to Batman. Thanks to Skulldugger for some spot duty. Thanks to the highly regarded Matt Palumbo for joining. Find his X account and his latest book on Alex Soros in the description. Thanks to producer Tim. Find everything show-related at mattchristiansenmedia.com, mattis.k. I'll be back on Sunday. Have a great night.
Good night.